knows we're doing so we can check it.
Max, we're going to do a sound check.
On the internet? Do you have the internet up yet, or? Can you say that again?
Tiff was supposed to do that. Either way.
Yeah, Tiff was supposed to do it, but I'm fixing to do it right now.
Okay, appreciate it.
Well, I know
if you're using it on the board, you'll probably have to turn up that. There's a pot on the, I think it's the far right one, the auxiliary pot. You might have to put on audition, and that's the only way you're going to hear it on the board there, probably. I mean, you'll see the video, but you probably won't be able to hear it unless you turn the board on that.
All right.
Well, I don't know how. I don't know what it looks like on the cool board though, because he's in cool. The Kicks board has an audition on the far right that you can put internet stuff up on the audio.
I got a message from Tiff. She says she's got video, so don't worry about the audio. She's got that covered.
So we're going to do that now?
Yes.
Well, we're on the air right now anyway.
Yeah.
This is a sound check. Hobbs Eagle basketball. Their second round of the APS Metro Tournament here in Albuquerque. Eagles on the home floor of Del Norte. The Knights, they will host the Eagles in this second round game. Start time will be 5:30. We'll have the pregame here in about a minute and a half. We're just doing a sound check. Hobbs Eagles 6-6 and Del Norte at 7-4 after losing last night to El Dorado. Of course, the Eagles lost a heartbreaker to West Mesa after leading by 10, and unfortunately they came back and won that one. So these teams definitely want to keep winning in this side of the bracket because you want to stay away from the Saturday game because that's the one game on Saturdays at 9 a.m. For the last place of the consolation bracket. So definitely there's a lot of incentive to try to win here. So anyway, test 1, 2, 3, and Ty Frank and hand over to Ron Gunner.
Hello, and this is a sound check. Just doing it 1, 2, 1, 2, making sure we've got the volume up right. Looking forward to this game between Del Norte, who is at home, even though this is a tournament for Albuquerque, versus your Hobbs Eagles, as it's going to get underway in about a little over 11 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. But we'll get back to that, and we'll do our pregame show here in just a minute.
So turn it back over to the station, Cool 95.7 on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube Hobbs Sports page on the internet. Welcome, everyone, to the Duke City. It's time for APS Metro Tournament basketball. Ty friend Ron Gunner's the Hobbs Eagles tonight, taking on the host team Del Norte, the second round here in the consolation bracket. Of course, last night, the Hobbs Eagles losing a heartbreaker to the West Mesa squad, another team out of Albuquerque, and Eagles leading by 10 points in that ball game in the second half, and big up at halftime as well, up by 7. Ended up losing that 65-55 to West Mesa, who moves on to the winner side of the bracket. On the other side of the coin, the squad that the Eagles play tonight, Del Norte, on their home court here against the Eagles, by the way. They lost to El Dorado 72-67. Some unique stuff about that game, too, we'll get to in a minute. But, Ron, let's talk about the Hobbs Eagles, of course. That's what the program's for. Hobbs getting some good production from Michael Mackey, and most of it, though, offensively, at least in scoring, was in the first half. He had 21 of his 23 points in the first two quarters. I mean, he was deadly in the first quarter, 10 points on 5 buckets, went 4 for 4 with free throws, rebounds in the second quarter and also got a tray in that quarter as well. After that, it got a little bit more quiet, a lot of pressure on him in terms of defense from the West Mesa squad, but finishing with 23 points, 4 for 4 on the line, and 6 rebounds. So, and doing a good job of penetrating the lane, drawing fouls to him, and using his body and kind of getting up in the air, getting a little bit acrobatic there to get the referees to get some calls there to give him a chance for some free throws.
And he was also using his speed to get those loose balls, especially under the basket. I remember one, he grabbed it 3 different times before he finally found the handle and was able to get it. And then, of course, he drew the foul on that one as well. So he is good at drawing fouls, and we've been talking about the fact that this Del Norte team is prone to foul a lot. So we're expecting to see, if anybody, it's going to be Michael Mackey. He's going to be at the line. He's been doing very good, about 80% roughly, if I can guesstimate, as far as free throws. And that's what we need. We need more of our free throws to be hit, because towards the end of the game, you know, every single point does count, and we definitely need those freebies. More the merrier.
Hobbs shooting 60% last night on the line, 9 of 15. Also got some scoring help from Abraham Pena, the sophomore. 14 points in the game, hit 2 critical trays in the second quarter, and finished with 9 points at the second quarter finish, so by halftime. Also had a couple more baskets in the second half, but those two guys, Mackey and Pena, combining for 37 points. Another good thing about it, too, Pena with 5 rebounds, so Mackey and Pena combining for 11 boards, and you want to see as many people as possible, not just your post players, going after the leather after it gets let off on a shot.
Yeah, I would like to see, instead of just laying back and after you shoot the ball, just expecting it to go in, it's not going to always go in, so you need to chase it. You need to go forward and see if you can get that rebound, so that way you get that second shot, and you can definitely make the second shot, and there's a good chance you can also draw the foul as well.
We saw Jordan Chisholm. He's been back a couple of games now. Of course, a pullover from the football squad. He had 9 points in the game, a couple of rebounds as well. He did foul out in the fourth quarter, but he was not for the one of trying. I mean, he was really physical underneath, but definitely some of the Eagles going to be considering as one of their scorers for the rest of the season, and good to get him back during this APS Metro tournament. So those are the 3 guys, at least 2 of them in double figures, and Jordan Chisholm 1 point shy of that. Peyton Hodge having his couple games in a row since coming back from the Hobbs Holiday Tournament after sitting out a week or so. He did not play in the Artesia Tournament. He did 7 points in that game last night. He did get a tray in the second quarter and had 6 rebounds. So 3 guys there, 5 and 6 rebounds apiece. Definitely like to see that. In fact, Hobbs out-rebounded West Mesa 33-28. That's because of a lot of going to the basket and not just sitting around like you mentioned earlier with flat-footedness out there. So 4 scores really to speak of in that game last night for the Eagles. They had more 3-pointers converted than West Mesa, 4-1, but of course that didn't relate to a W in that game, but still doing a pretty decent job of getting some trays to drop for them. Eagles, though, almost double turnovers versus West Mesa, 15 for Hobbs and 8 for West Mesa. And again, we've seen games they've won with more turnovers and games they've lost with more turnovers. So I don't know if you want to make a theory about that, but still, the fact of the matter is you got to take care of the basketball, especially against some quality teams that we're seeing here at the APS tournament. Of course, West Mesa last night getting the win, and Del Norte, a team that's sitting at 7-4, and a kid that's averaging 34 points a ball game. They got to be ready for that squad too.
Exactly. You know, it's like he is lights out, the best player, of course, on that team for the Knights. And it is Hobbs only has really one job to do, is slow him down or even stop him if it's possible. But for the most part, I believe because he shot so well yesterday, but the team ended up losing. I think you can let him free a little bit, but not too much, and it won't hurt the team too much. But, you know, in the end, especially when the fourth quarter comes, you definitely want to trap him and make sure that he is blocked out, and he has to pass the ball. He has been known for assists, which is amazing considering how he's been scoring as well. But, you know, block him out, see if you can stop him from scoring and make them work the offense more.
We're talking about Shane Dumas Sanchez. He's a senior guard. He's been there for 4 seasons, and every year that he's played for the squad, he's gotten double digits on the averages. A freshman, 13 points a game. Sophomore, 25.6. A junior dropped a little bit, 19.7, but this year is up to 34.5. Now, you might say, well, a 60-point game last night is probably going to get him up to that 34 range, but he only jumped about 2 points on his average just in that game last night. So still doing a great job this season in terms of scoring against Las Cruces High, a game that they actually beat Las Cruces High, and that was in Las Cruces, 64-57. Sanchez finishing with 36 points. He had 4 of the 16 3-pointers in that game, so a majority of those scoring there. against Oregon Mountain, a team the Eagles have played already this season. They lost to them by 5. Sanchez, 33 points and 4 trays in that game, half of the team total there. He can shoot from the outside. I guess I'm making the point on that. Volcano Vista, the number 1 team in the state, they lost to them pretty bad by 27, but Sanchez once again, 28 points and 4 3-pointers in that game. Another guy that stood up in the contest as well, Esteban DeVargas, he scored 12 points against Volcano Vista, and he had the other 4 3-pointers. And Volcano Vista really just came back in the fourth quarter and just completely put down the cards there. 26-7 was the scoring margin for the Hawks to get the win over Del Norte in that contest. West Mesa, they played them recently as well. Sanchez scoring 35 points in that game. Definitely some big numbers there as well. That was more than his season average, and so finished with 3 3-pointers in that contest. And right before the APS tournament, they played La Cueva. They beat West Mesa by 1, I should say, 63-62, and the team had 7 3-pointers in that one. But against La Cueva, back on December 20th, they lost by 8 to them. Sanchez with 37 points, 3 3-pointers. Roman Hilleman finished with 14 points, and Esteban DeVargas 11. Sanchez and DeVargas both getting 3 3-pointers in that game, the team total of 8 trays. So this team can shoot from 3-point range. We did mention the foul deal, though. That's something to kind of bring up as well, Ron. Against Las Cruces, 21 fouls for the Del Norte squad. Oregon Mountain, 23 fouls. Volcano Vista, 23 fouls. 17 against West Mesa, 19 against La Cueva, and last night, 20 fouls against El Dorado. So the Hobbs Eagles, with their penetration, moving the ball around a lot, could try to draw those fouls just like these other teams are starting to do.
Exactly. Plus the press would be nice to be able to make use of, especially, in quick assets as far as trying to get the ball to be slowed down from the Knights, and to have the Hobbs Eagles maybe even have some transition shots, some fast break points, and maybe this could be a very good, I know it's going to be a very good game, but hopefully it's not as close as it was yesterday.
7-4 record for Del Norte, the Knights on their home court. They were the 11 seed last year in the state tournament, and they got all the way to the championship game, upsetting Silver, Espanola, and Belen. They were the 6, 3, and 7 seeds. Played in the championship against Highland, lost 76-59, although Dumas Sanchez with 36 points in that game. And again, he averaged 19.7 last year for the season. So they are a runner-up. They did win the state championship in the 4A back in 2021 when they had the reduced season because of COVID. They were 12-1 that year, beat Artesia in the championship game, 52-41. Sanchez was a sophomore that year and averaged 25.6 that season, so per game. So he's been helping out the squad for 4 years, and he's going to try to do that in this one. Right now, this Del Norte team is averaging 67.6 points a contest. They're also getting 12 turnovers a ball game and averaging 8 steals on defense. National anthem getting ready here at Del Norte Gym. We will take a 90-second break. Your Hobbs Eagles taking on Del Norte. Stay with us here on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube and Cool 95.7 on the radio. We're back live here in Albuquerque, the APS Metro Tournament, as your Hobbs Eagles take on Del Norte on their home court for the second round here in the consolation bracket. Ty friend Ron Gunner, Max back at the station for you. Hobbs coming in with a 6-6 record, and Del Norte at 7-4, both losing their first-round games here at the tourney. Of course, we mentioned the Eagles 65-55 to West Mesa, and Del Norte last night to El Dorado 72-67 on this same court. Take a look at the starters. First of all, for Del Norte, Dion Jim, Esteban DeVargas, Aiden Heilman, Roman Heilman. They are both are twins, by the way. They're seniors as well, although Roman is 6'2", and his brother is 5'9". And then, of course, Shane Dumas Sanchez. Now, he had the 60 points last night in the win over El Dorado, Ron, or the loss to El Dorado. People want to know, is that the best ever in the state? That's not the case. He's only 9th on the all-time list for most points in a ball game. It goes all the way back to 1964. George Maez from Santa Cruz High School. I don't even think that high school exists anymore, but he had 81 points back in 1964. And some people know Bubba Jennings from Clovis. He played for the Clovis squad back in the 80s. Back in 1980, he scored 75 in a game, so he's 3rd on the list. So this Sanchez kid, big numbers last night, and that's the most he's had for a career. But that is not the biggest or the best that the NMAA has on their chart. He is 9th currently, so we'll see how that works out tonight. But definitely going to have a couple of guys defensively watching him at all times.
Still, yeah, he's got some eyes on him now just because of that, just because of his performance last night. There are awakenings as far as what he can do next.
We should mention Esteban DeVargas averaging 10.5 a game as one of their starters, and we said Dumas Sanchez at 34 a contest. Aiden Heilman is averaging 2.2 a game, and Roman Heilman, his twin brother, has 5.7 points a contest. Dumas Sanchez, number 1 in scoring at 34 a game. He's number 1 in rebounding at 10.6. Also number 1 in terms of assists, as you mentioned earlier, 5.4 a game, and number 1 in steals at 2.4. So he's a multi-dimensional player. Again, I think we're kind of beating a dead horse here, but this is a kid we got to be watching out for. Your Hobbs Eagles, of course, Michael Mackey, definitely a big scoring night for him with 23 last night. He is averaging 19 points a ball game. Also starting tonight, Devon Marquez, the point guard, coming in at 1.3 a game. Abraham Pena averaging 15.2 a contest. Brian Acosta with a total average of 1.6. And Jordan Chisholm getting some action at the starting position at 4.7 a game. Acosta with 3 points a contest. Eagles are shooting 62% from the free throw line. The jump into the front court for the Hobbs Eagles as Michael Mackey gets a quick jump on it. The Eagles will start with the first offensive possession as the ball gets back to Debo at the timeline. Hands it off to Pena on the right wing, and already we got a screen foul. Hobbs was getting hit on those quite a bit last night, and Ron, it looks like it's starting up again. First foul of the ball game.
I would have expected there would have been a change, something to happen where it wouldn't happen again, but unfortunately we start off with that, and that's not a way to go.
Devon Marquez is the one that gets the call on that one, the foul, first on the Eagles, so it's going to be Del Norte with the basketball. Into the front court, top of the arc, jump stop at the free throw line coming for Dion Jim. Goes backdoor, reverse layup on the right side. Windmill action for Roman Heilman, no good. Gets his own rebound now as he rips it away from the Eagles. Shot put up after the pass to Dion Jim at the free throw line. Comes off the back of the rim. And we got a foul on the rebound. Looks like Aiden Heilman, the guy that's trying to get the ball. They're going to call the push, though, against Del Norte. So fouls are evened up now. That was Aiden Heilman's first, and the first team foul against the Knights. Still scoreless early in the first. Mackey beats the pressure against 3 defenders in the front court. Hands it off to the right corner with a jab step for the Eagles. And that's Brian Acosta. Sends it back deep to Devon Marquez. Slides on the timeline off the dribble and hands it off to Pena. Sends it down to the right corner to Acosta. Lefty dribble to the top of the circle. Kicks it left to Pena. Outside the perimeter in front of the bench of Del Norte. Down low to Mackey, left baseline. He gets a double team fadeaway. Rips off the rim. The front side, no good. Rebound on the right block where Chisholm tries to go back up. Leading towards the hoop. Ball goes straight up in the air, but he gets body fouled. Crunched by 2 defenders that time. Dion Jim and Shane Dumas Sanchez. See which one gets the foul. That is a shooting situation for Chisholm. Stops the clock at 7:01 remaining. Still seeing who they're going to call that against.
Looks like it's Jim.
Free throws up and good for free throw from Chisholm. First point of the ball game. So Jim will have his second team foul against the Knights. Chisholm will get the one more. Second shot is up and swish. So Chisholm getting a good start here. He came into the game just shooting 33% from the line. Definitely going to improve with those numbers. 2-0. Eagles up. Esteban DeVargas with the basketball. He's the second leading scorer at 10 points a game. Spin move on the right wing. Unloads to Heilman, Roman Heilman. Down to the right corner to Esteban DeVargas. Drives the base to the free throw line. Kick left wing to Dion Jim. Three-pointer off the front of the iron. Another rebound for Chisholm underneath. Outlet to the near side. Coming across the time stripe and getting away with the travel. Pena tried to spin with it and dribbled way high. Throws it to Mackey at the timeline, gets it back. 3 from the left wing off the back of the iron, no good. And a rebound underneath the hoop and the dribble now for Shane Dumas-Sanchez. They'll bring it to the front court. Top of the arc, it's a screen from Heilman, Roman Heilman. Spin move with the left elbow. Dumps it down to the right block. Shot on the way for Heilman off the right rim. That was Roman Heilman, and it goes out on the baseline. Last touch by the Eagles. Might have gone off the hands of Acosta that time. And it will be Knights basketball on the left baseline. Already a sub for Coach Reeves and the Hobbs Eagles. Checking in is Chris Archibald for Acosta. Inbounding on the left baseline is Sanchez. No look into the left corner to Esteban DeVargas for 3, and he swishes it through. DeVargas nails a three-pointer. And the first bucket of the game for the Knights. Beating the pressure, pass up ahead, shot for Pena at the free throw line, swish it as well. Abraham Pena with his first bucket. Hobbs up quickly now 4-3 with 6:02 remaining here in the first. Second round game at the APS Metro Tournament. Ball in down to Esteban DeVargas. He'll go one-on-one against Mackey in the front court. Lost the ball momentarily, recovers it. Pivots, one-hand bounce pass taken away in midstream by Devon Marquez for the turnover. Going the other way with the pass to Mackey. He goes up strong, and they call the block foul. As Marquez passed the ball, his defender threw a hip into him. So I don't think they're going to call this a shooting foul. Mackey tried to light up. I'm not sure where they call actually the foul from, as Mackey is lining up on the free throw, but I don't think he's going to get shots out of it. I think they called the block foul as Marquez was trying to pass down the left side of the lane.
They gave him a shot, so it's going to be and one.
No, they're not. It's going to go baseline on the right side, as they're going to give that foul to Gian Jim, his first 14 foul.
They need to change that.
On the baseline, the inbound will be Pena. Eagles leading 6-3. Oh, they put the 2 points on the board. That's what you're talking about there. Should be 4-3. Pena looking for somebody, bounces it inside. Shot, double clutch on the right block for Chisholm, no good. Pulled out on the left block by Gerardo Mora Aguilar, who just checked in for Del Norte. Throws it across the timeline to Aiden Heilman, left wing. Throws it up top, resetting is Heilman. Roman, kick it to right side, 3 on the way off the back of the rim, no good for Savechi. And Mackey comes up with it at the free throw line. They're going to say he stumbled his feet around a little bit, got the travel, hit the floor pretty hard as well. So Mackey got the rebound, but he also gets the traveling violation for the first turnover. Score still says 6-3 for some reason. I'm not sure if that's going to get corrected or not. Hobbs has only scored twice because they called the foul on the pass, I believe.
Right.
Ball passed around the left side of the wing to Heilman. Kicks it left side again to Shane Dumas-Sanchez. 3-point off the front of the iron and pulled down by the Eagles on the left block. That's Chisholm's third rebound. Outlet to the timeline. Stop and go dribble for Pena. Tries to bounce pass down the lane. The ball gets booted out of bounds off the foot of Chisholm. Will be the Eagles' second turnover.
Just not only any fluidity from either team right now, but especially from the Eagles. No consistency so far early in this game.
Notice the referee is talking to the scores table right now. They change the possession, but they keep the score, so maybe they counted the basket from Mackey and then called the foul after Marquez was coming down the lane. So I guess they gave Mackey the bucket, making it 6-3. Into the front court comes Shane Dumas-Sanchez, now on the left wing, fires up an NBA 3 over Hodge, off the back of the rim, tipped around in the left middle of the paint by Francois Sachibi. He's going to return it back to reset to Duma. Duma at the timeline, guarded by Mackey closely. Crossover move, gets a screen and doesn't use it. Top of the arc, dribbling behind his back to the left elbow. No look pass back door, and wide open waiting for it was Gerardo Aguilar for the bucket off the right glass, his first points. 5-6, Hobbs still up by 1. And we got a foul in the front court as it looked like Devon Marquez got the ball ripped out of his hands. They're going to say push, though, by Shane Dumas-Sanchez. That will be his first foul, 15 foul against, actually 14 foul against Del Norte. 4-1 foul count right now. Eagles favored at this point. Mackey gets it into the timeline to Pena on the far left in front of the Del Norte bench. Stop and go dribble to the free throw line. Over the right side to Hall. As Hall pivots, hands it off to Mackey on the right wing. To the right corner off the dribble. Returns it to Pena on the right side. Drives hard to the left elbow. Steps back, throws up a shot from 10 foot and drills it right through the net. Abraham Pena's second bucket of the game. It's 8-5. Eagles by 3, their biggest lead. Dribbling behind his back now for Del Norte in the front court. Gallegos on the far right sideline near the scores table. Bounce pass is loose, picked up near the right block by Aguilar. He pivots, kicks it back right corner to Gallegos. Again, Aguilar in the right corner, getting some tough pressure on top of him by Archibald. Returns it back deep to Sanchez, fakes a 3 up top, gets the Mackey to jump in the air, throws up a 3 out the front of the rim, no good. Saved by Hodge, and right in the hands of the Hobbs Eagles, Abraham Pena. So Hodge with his first rebound, and throws it across to Hodge on the far left sideline. He's in the front court now. Little flick pass back to the timeline to Pena. Dribbles right around the perimeter. Crossover to his left hand, top of the circle. And that's where he finds the pass to Archibald. Dribbles left, flicks it over to Mackey for three on the left wing. Hard off the iron. Ball loose in the paint, and it's picked up by Shane Dumas-Sanchez, his second rebound. He throws it ahead to a breaking Monique. Lost the basketball. It's stripped out of his hands by Hall. Mackey tries to recover it and knocked out again by Del Norte by Monique. That will be a turnover for the Knights, their second. So Eagles up by 3, Ron, here early in the first quarter. 3:11 remaining.
Exactly, and that's pretty much where they want to be starting this first quarter, but they still have a long way to go.
Of course, last night the Eagles were up 35-28 in the first half at halftime in that game against West Mesa. Abraham Pena dribbling with a crossover move, finds Hodge on the right wing, back down to Pena in the right block, picks up a triple team. The ball ripped out of his hands by Dion Jim. That'll be the Eagles' third turnover. Gets it over to the near sideline to Shane Dumas-Sanchez. He'll dribble middle of the court, taking on Pena now on the front side. Stop and go, crossover move to his left hand. Shot from outside the left block, off the front of the rim. He's having trouble connecting, and Hall gets a rebound in front of the hoop. Of course, Hall hit the floor hard, lost the ball, stolen by Del Norte. They put up a shot, no good. Rebound on the right base, and a 15-footer drilled through by Dakari Monique. He's got his first bucket. So the Hobbs Eagles now up 8-7 as they lead the home team here on the Knights gym floor. Pena is going to take a break, and coming on for the first time in this ball game, Caleb Lehman. Meeting the pressure is Hodge. One-hand bounce pass to the right wing to Braylon Vega, who just checked in. Finds Hodge top of the circle. Thought about a three. Jump stop. Throws it down low, but hits the ankle of Chris Archibald and goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Esteban de Vargas. The home crowd not liking the call. They thought the Eagles fumbled it out, but Hobbs will have it on the left baseline underneath their hoop. Up by 1 with 2:19 left first quarter. Vega looking for somebody to get it into. Almost a 5-second count into Hall, turns and fires to the right block, no good. Gets tied up on the rebound, and the jump ball arrow is going to go for Del Norte. So he had a point-blank shot from the right block, kind of leaned to the hoop and flat-footed it just a bit. Tried to get the board, but was tied up quickly. And it'll be Del Norte basketball on their baseline of the backcourt. Football throw to half court is stolen away by the Hobbs Eagles by Chris Archibald. Third Del Norte turnover finds Vega on the right wing. His three is in and out, no good. Put back up on the right block, getting hit from behind though. Chris Archibald, and he's fouled. Ball sails out the left side of the rim, but he'll get 2 free throws as they get the foul on Dion Jim, his second. And that should be the 16th foul on the Knights, as that will put Archibald on the line for the first time tonight. Archibald shooting 30% on the season, but he hasn't shot a lot of free throws, 6 of 18. First one up and good, 33% on the year is going to be improved now with that first one. First point of the ball game for Archibald. The Eagles are 3 for 3 from the charity stripe, Chisholm and Archibald combined. Increase their lead to 2, 9-7. Second shot, bouncing around the rim and good. Archibald gets them both. And now 10-7. Eagles matching their biggest lead at 3. Half-court inbound to Dion Jim. Bounces it back behind him on the near side to Heilman. And it looks like we got a hold foul near half-court. Could either be Vega or Archibald on that foul. Looks like Archibald gets it. That's his first and the second team foul on the Eagles. So just above half-court, Shane Dumas-Sanchez to inbound for the Knights. He's yet to score in this game. He had 60 last night. Gets it in the left corner to Castillo. Drives base, leans and shoots. Lost the ball going up. They're going to call the body foul on Lehman. Almost looked like there for a second that Castillo lost his footing and slipped, but maybe a little hip help there from Lehman to get the foul. That'll be the first on him and the third team foul on the Eagles. So on the line will be Justin Castillo. First shot is up and a swish for him.
You know, the history of these two teams is very brief. They've only faced each other one time. That was back in 1968 for State in Albuquerque, and Hobbs won it big time. 105-69, not expecting a score like that tonight.
By the way, that for Castillo was his first free throw of the season. He's a freshman and nails his second, so he's 2 for 2 on the season for the Knights. 2 points for him, 10-9, Hobbs by 1. Inbound to Mackey. He takes on Cody Astor, throws it over to Lehman at half court, gets it back. Across the timeline to the near side to Vega. Cross court left, a high one to Lehman, had to jump in front of the Del Norte bench to pull that one down. He gets it back to Mackey at the timeline. Clock down to 1:40 here. Stop and go dribble to Lehman on the left wing. Tough pressure being applied by, Astor. Spin move from Lehman. He travels, shook up that pivot foot just a bit, and he'll pick up the violation there. The 5th turnover for the Eagles, just 3 for Del Norte. And they'll go to their bench, will the Knights, to bring in a sub. That's Aiden Heilman coming back, a starter. And for the Eagles, Devon Marquez returns a starter. 1:34 left first quarter here at Del Norte Gym in Albuquerque, second round of the APS Metro Tournament. High inbound to backcourt near the free throw line to Roman Heilman. Throws it right, gets it back, does Shane Dumas-Sanchez, top of the circle in the front court, drives the lane on a runner shot, bouncing off the back of the rim, no good, and tipped out of bounds by Roman Heilman for the Hobbs Eagles. And boy, Shane Dumas-Sanchez held scoreless, and we're almost at the end of the first quarter, unheard of.
I know, and I wasn't expecting anything like that. Thought he was going to get at least a couple of shots in before the first quarter ended.
He had 60 points last night. He had a total of 8 3-pointers, all 8 for Del Norte, and 10 two-point shots. Driving through pressure is Devon Marquez. Hands off to Mackey as he comes across the timeline with 1:15 remaining in the quarter. Over to Vega on the right wing, spins, pivots now, 360, looking for help, jab step. Has a man open on the right block, that's Hall. Kicks it up top to Mackey, fakes a three, drives to the left elbow, shot from the free throw line, bouncing around the rim, no good. Put back up by Hall on the right block, it's knocked down flat on the floor. Looking up at the basket, ball rolled off the back of the rim, you'll get 2 free throws. That poor kid's been hitting hard one a couple of times in the last couple of nights, and that will be for Del Norte, their 7th team foul. And that will be the first on Cody Astor. So Hall will get a chance to shoot some free throws here. He's 66% on the season, did not get to shoot last night, but did have 4 rebounds before having to go out due to a shoulder injury. Misses the first free throw off the left rim. Hobbs now 4 of 5 from the charity stripe for 80%. No game tomorrow. All teams will be off for the APS Metro Tournament, but Friday and Saturday we're back with you live. We'll get you some game updates on that. Hall next with the free throw. Second one is up and good. He's got 1 point. 11-9, Eagles back up by 2. 1 minute left in the first. Inbound to the far right sideline to Aiden Heilman, one of the 2 twins on the team. Spins, taking on Mackey in front of the Del Norte bench in the backcourt. Finally gets it across the timeline, spins in the lane, lost the ball, kind of passed to himself, no call. Throws it down the lane, hippity hop for Roman Heilman, tries to go up with a double clutch. The ball gets loose in the air, and Heilman's going to get fouled going up. He'll get 2 free throws out of this one as they call that on the Eagles. That'll be their 4th team foul. Let's see who they charge that one against. Roman Heilman will be on the line trying to get his first point of the ball game. They charge that foul to, they say number 24, that's Ethan Van Landingham, but he is definitely not in the game. Ethan is going to be out for the season with the injury and probably will not be returning on the squad. 1 more free throw here. I think they accidentally put the shooter on the scoreboard here. Roman Heilman is 24. Second shot is up and good. Made 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Inbound comes in. Actually, sorry, that was a number 24 for the Eagles. I'm not sure who they're going to call that against. The steal at half court going the other way. A scoop shot missed by Dumas-Sanchez. Rebound by Michael Mackey. His second, throws it ahead to a wide open Braylon Vega and lays it on the right side uncontested. His first bucket. Hobbs matching their biggest lead at 13-10 with 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Stop and go dribble now for Aiden Heilman. Breaks the pressure in the front court, dribbling behind his back. Sends it back to the time stripe to his brother Roman. He pivots at the free throw line with a spin move now. Uses up the dribble and stops. Good defense being applied by Acosta. Kicks it out on the right wing to Shane Dumas-Sanchez. Dribbles down the left side of the lane with a tuck. Little scoop shot action coming on the left side of the glass, but he's fouled going up. It all comes off the rim, backside. But he'll get 2 free throws. Sanchez yet to score in this first quarter. And for the Eagles, that will be their 5th team foul. So Shane Dumas-Sanchez trying to get in the scorebook here. His team trailing by 3. First one's up, and it's bouncing around the rim and good. Sanchez came into the game shooting 82% last night against El Dorado in a losing cause. He was 9 of 10 from the free throw stripe. A couple of subs checking in for Del Norte. That's Dakare Marnike. See who the other guy is here in just a minute. Second shot for Dumas-Sanchez off the back of the iron. No good. A big scrum pile for the rebound. Bodies flailing on the floor, and will be a jump ball on that as going down on one knee that time was Hodge, but already diving on top of the hardwood for the Eagles as well was Brian Acosta. And 1 white jersey in there, the home team for Del Norte. Hobbs wearing their black travels, white numbers, and gold trim. Inbound to Hodge. He'll shoot a 3-quarter shot at the buzzer and just misses the front of the iron. But the Hobbs Eagles hold on to a 2-point lead at the end of the first quarter over Del Norte, the home team, 13-11. You're listening to APS Metro Tournament Basketball in Albuquerque. Back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back to live action in the Duke City. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. Max back at the station. Your Hobbs Eagles leading by 2 to start the second quarter over Del Norte, 13-11. Del Norte basketball. Hippity-hop move down the lane for Shane Dumas-Sanchez. Reverse layup right side, no good. Long rebound for Devon Marquez, his first board. Drives down the right center lane. Backdoor cut for Mackey. The nice bounce pass and laid up and in for Michael Mackey. He's got 4 points. Mackey, Pena both with 4, 2 apiece for Chisholm and Archibald, and Hall with 1. Leading scorer for Del Norte, 3 for Esteban de Vargas. Into the front court comes Dumas-Sanchez, left corner, 18-footer fadeaway. He's knocked to the floor. Hodge is going to help him up, but he's going to get the foul call there. Luckily not a three-pointer. That's the first bucket of the game for Dumas-Sanchez. He does have 3 points. And the foul on Hodge, his first. Both teams with 6 team fouls at this point. 1 away from the bonus. And Dumas-Sanchez has been on the line already, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Again, we said he came into the game at 82%. As a team, the Knights are 4 of 6 from the line right now, and they came to the contest shooting 71% from the charity stripe. Misses the free throw. Underneath the hoop is Caden Hall for his second rebound. Give it off to Mackey on the far side, gets bumped, and they're going to call the body foul on Dumas-Sanchez. That'll be his second 17th foul now against the Knights and put the Eagles in bonus, and Michael Mackey will take the march up to the free throw line, getting a first opportunity for him on the line tonight. One of the team leaders in free throws, and actually right now he is number 1 on the list, 77% from the charity stripe on the season. Eagles right now are 5 of 6 from the line here in this game, lead by 2.
We had a feeling that foul trouble would haunt the Knights, and getting Mackey on there is just a nice little cherry on the bonus.
As he gets the first free throw now, has 5 points. He'll get 1 more. Yeah, we mentioned in the pregame show all the fouls that we were seeing from Del Norte in some games, big games too. Las Cruces 21, Oregon Mountain 23, Volcano Vista 23, 19 against La Cueva, 20 against El Dorado last night. So definitely not one of their plus advantages. Misses the free throw, rebound, but a bad pass in the paint as that board was from Brian Acosta, but the turnover for the Eagles, their 6th. Bringing the ball up the far sideline is Shane Dumas-Sanchez. Goes back door, missing a lefty layup, but getting bodied up. Francois Sechivi as he misses a layup, but he gets bodied into for the foul. And we were told at the scores table, too, Sechivi is a refugee from overseas, and he gets a chance for 2 free throws here. And it's going to be the foul call against the Eagles on Michael Mackey, his first 17th foul. Both teams have 7. First free throw for Sechivi off the back of the rim, no good. He'll get 1 more. And returning on the court for Del Norte will be Roman Heilman as he comes in for Dakari Mornicki. Second shot is bouncing around the rim and no good for Sechivi. Pull down on the right block for Hall. Good to see him moving up and down the court without the shoulder problem tonight. Goes into half court to Mackey to bring it across. He'll slow it up, now getting some rotation. Finds Devon Marquez on the left wing with the jab step up top to Hall, well outside the perimeter. One hands it to Mackey on the right wing. Eagles up by 3. Mackey getting pressure by Dumas-Sanchez over the left wing. Wide open Devon Marquez for the 3 off the back of the rim. Pulled down the left baseline by Francois Sechivi, his second rebound. Hands it off to Esteban de Vargas, dribbles across the timeline. Kicks it left wing to Roman Heilman. Spin move down the left side of the lane. Shot wild off the back of the rim on the glass. And a pull down for the Eagles underneath the hoop for the boards for Acosta, his second. Bad pass to the timeline is picked away by Francois Sechivi. 7th Eagle turnover. Pass to the right wing. Shane Dumas-Sanchez misses a 3 on the right side. Comes off the iron. And getting slapped down to the floor is Michael Mackey. Got on the hardwood that time, face down, and he gets the foul call against Del Norte. And Del Norte making some crazy fouls, too, well after the play. So Mackey will pick up his 3rd rebound, and that'll be the 8th foul on Del Norte here. So they're well on to their 20-plus fouls a game that we've been talking about.
Exactly. Plus, getting the Hobbs Eagles in the bonus so very early in the second quarter is going to help their cause, provided, of course, they either have Mackey alone shooting it or they've somehow improved their percentage since last night.
That was Francois Sechivi's first 18 foul against the Knights. And Coach Reed's going to get the bench going again and bring in Jordan Chisholm, who has 2 points and 3 boards. He'll come in for Brian Acosta. Also on the court for Del Norte is Gerardo Mora Aguilar. A lot of hyphenated names here on the Del Norte squad.
Yes.
Back to Mackey now. Second free throw, or first free throw up and good. So I'm not quite sure. Oh, yeah, that's why they brought in the subs. That was a bonus situation. He gets 1 more. He's got 6 points right now, leading the Eagles. 4 for Pena, 2 apiece for Vega and Archibald, and 1 for Hall. One more shot here for Mackey. It's up, and it is good. Nice rotation on the ball with now 7 points to lead the Eagles. Hobbs, their biggest lead is 5. They're going to go with the touchdown pass to the other end to the right block to Heilman. Aiden Heilman lost it. Stolen in the lane by Chisholm for the 4th night turnover. Throw up ahead to Vega. Little leap shot from the right block. Misses off the rim. Gets his own rebound on the right baseline. And gets knocked out of bounds. And they're going to say it went off Vega's knee. So that will be a turnover for the Eagles. The 8th for the squad so far. And good job for Vega to go after that ball. A little short off the rim that time. Now going to play some tough pressure defense. Man-to-man, the inbound comes deep left corner of the backcourt to Roman Heilman. Hands off to Sanchez. Knocked out of the hands by Hodge to the baseline. And right now Sanchez is showing the referee, hey, look, I got some blood on my wrist here. And that's going to get him out of the game if he's not careful. But trying to show that there was a foul there by Hodge, but not called. Sub coming in for the Knights. That's Julian Castillo. Comes in with 2 points on 2 free throws. Sanchez will inbound on the left base. Chucks it to half court and getting past the Hobbs Eagle defense. Going to the other end is Roman Heilman. Tries to lay it up on the right side. Rejected from behind, but Hall comes over his back, knocks him to the floor on the baseline. So Hall will pick up the foul, his first. That's the 18th foul on the Eagles, and Heilman will get a chance for 2 free throws where he's 1 of 2. Already 9 free throw attempts for Del Norte, and they converted on 4 of those. And the free throw bricked off the back of the rim for Heilman. He is now 1 of 3 from the charity stripe, not helping themselves out whatsoever.
Nope, 40% from the line so far with 4 of 10. No, they're not.
One more shot here for Roman Heilman, one of the twins. He leaves the lane off the free throw line quickly, gets his own rebound off the miss, kicks it out left corner, 18-footer on the way for Castillo and nails it right through the net. Castillo now with 4 points. He's just a freshman doing some stuff in the outside shooting game. And now a timeout on the court. Hobbs still holding on to a 2-point lead, 18-16 over Del Norte. We will take a quick 30-second break and come back on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and on Cool 95.7 on the radio. Back here at the APS Metro Tournament in Albuquerque, Hobbs Eagles leading over Del Norte 18-16 in the second round of the consolation bracket. Hobbs by 2. Michael Mackey will bring it across after the Eagle timeout as he takes on Roman Heilman. Hands it off to Hodge in the front court, dribbling through his legs, top of the circle. Tries to thread it down the middle of the lane. It's picked off for the Eagles. Night turnover. Pass up ahead, hits the bottom of the backboard. Is checking it forward was Julian Castillo. I think they're going to call the foul on the Eagles for a body up underneath the hoop that time. I don't know if there was a shot on that or not. Just a real pass that hit the bottom of the backboard. And that's going to put Shane Dumas-Sanchez on the line as they get the second foul call on Peyton Hodge. That's the 19th foul on the Eagles. They're going to go 2-shot foul, so I guess Dumas-Sanchez was in the shooting motion underneath the backboard that time. His free throw rolls around the rim and good. Now, again, he's averaging 34 points a contest, 34 plus, and tonight right now has 4 points, and he is 2 for 4 from the charity stripe. So Hobbs doing a little bit of a job on him at this point. He's missed a few outside 3-point shots, though. Back on the court for the Eagles is Braylon Vega. Comes in for Pena. Second shot now for Sanchez is up, and it is good, a swish. He's got 5 points. Inbound now to Hodge, tied up at 18. Hodge will bring it across the timeline on the dribble, handed off to Mackey. Picked up by Roman Heilman. A 1-1-2-1 zone right now for Del Norte. To Hodge on the left wing, back to Mackey at the timeline. Stop and go dribble. Sends it to the right corner to Vega, who's got a leap for him for the cheerleaders there for Del Norte. Cross court left to Hodge, left wing down to Hall in the left corner. He spots up a 3, hits out the back of the rim, and rolls out of the near sideline, out of bounds, opposite side of the court. Kind of a hard shot off the back of the iron that time. And I think he's signaling to the bench he needs a breather out there as the sub's going to come in for Hall. He asked Coach to come out for some reason. Brian Acosta will check on for the Eagles. Everybody's matched up on defense right now for Hobbs, man-to-man, full court press. As the inbound comes deep to the baseline to Heilman. Heilman will hand it off to Dumas-Sanchez. He goes against Hodge in the front court, far right sideline. Picked by Hodge, but recovered by Dumas-Sanchez. Fakes a 3, slides to the right wing. He's going to spot up from 3 that side. In front of the Hobbs bench, an air ball pulled down by Michael Mackey underneath the hoop. His 4th rebound, but stolen. Put back up by Sanchez on the left block. But then it's missed off the front of the rim and tipped up and in by Julian Castillo, who now has 6 points, the freshman. Eagles have 10 turnovers. They throw a long pass down to Vega in the right corner. His 3 off the mark and pulled down by Del Norte in the far sideline, right by Duma. Duma's going to take on Mackey one-on-one through the timeline. Knights are up 20-18, stripped by Mackey. He's going to the other end with a lefty layup and scores off the glass. Mackey now has a total of 9 points. Del Norte with 5 turnovers. Score 20-20 with 4:24 left in the second quarter. Stop and go dribble for Heilman in the front court. They call the hold foul against Brian Acosta. That's his first, 10th team foul. We're kind of seeing a lot of foul calls going both ways. Ron, total of 18 fouls here. We're not just 4:20 left in this second quarter still.
Yeah, you expected early on that Hobbs had the lead or the advantage on the fouls, but in the end, it has been more of the Knights' advantage than the Eagles at this point.
Roman Heilman is 1 of 4 from the charity stripe for 25%. Gets his second free throw good for the game. He's got 2 points now. And back for the Eagles on the sub is Caleb Lehman as he checks in for Mackey, getting a well-deserved breather. He's got 9 points to lead the Eagles. Second shot for Roman Heilman's a swish. Again, we do need to get his first name in there as much as possible. He's got a twin brother that plays for this squad, Aiden Heilman. Both free throws good for Roman Heilman. It's a 22-20 Del Norte lead. 4:15 left in the half. Lehman stops the dribble, finds Costa on the left wing, down to the left corner to Vega. Fadeaway 3, hits the side of the backboard. He goes down to the floor, no call. And a rebound on the far sideline by Mornicki. Pass down to the right baseline, booted out of bounds by Cody Astor. That'll be the 6th Del Norte turnover, back to the Eagles. Clock stop at 4:04 remaining. Mackey back on the court quickly as Vega will take a seat for the Hobbs. Still on the court, Hodge. Also checking in, Jordan Chisholm. Lehman stays out there, and Brian Acosta. Mackey will get the pass in the front court from Hodge. Spin move to the left wing. Dish it down to Lehman left corner, returns to Hodge left side. Gets double teamed, backs away from him, drives the baseline. We got a foul call. Officials got a hold foul against Del Norte. Looks like Esteban de Vargas. Kind of a delay call there by the official. Kind of stopped and was looking around a little bit before she got the signal. That's the first on de Vargas. And that will be the 9th team foul against the Del Norte Knights. A 1-on-1 bonus for Mackey, who's perfect on the line, 3 for 3. And as a team, Hobbs is 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. That's a good sign there, Ron.
It is. It definitely is. Of course, they need to still work on it. We've had a lot of luck, though, having Mackey on the line for most of those shots.
Mackey's 3 for 3 from the charity stripe and switches the free throw. Perfect now, 4 for 4. And has 10 points to lead the Eagles, double digits, and leads both teams in scoring so far. He's got 10, and for Del Norte, their leading scorer is Julian Castillo, the freshman, not even a starter. He's got 8. Second shot for Mackey is up, and it is good with the swish. 5 for 5 on the line, 11 points for Mackey. 22 all the score. Del Norte has the basketball now, dribbling up on the far right side. Cody Astor, stop and go against Lehman on the right wing, pulls on the brakes, puts it back deep up top to Diego Gallegos, who just checked in, the senior. Dribbles right, spin, bounce pass to the timeline, almost knocked in the backcourt, but Shane Dumas-Sanchez saves it. Keeps the dribble going near the scores table on the far right. Stepping out is Hodge on defense, a big jab step towards him. Sanchez kind of reacted to it, drives the right elbow, leans and shoots off the runner, and it drops in the hole. Good shooter's touch for Sanchez. He's got 7. 24-22 Del Norte. Eagles with the ball, down 2 with 3:15 left in the second. Mackey gets a pass on the right wing from Hodge, dribbling through his legs, double team near the timeline. Pass is deflected. No, they're going to say it went off the hands of the Eagles out of bounds in front of the scores table on the far right sideline. So another Hobbs turnover, their 11th of the game. 24-22 Del Norte, 3:08 left here in the second. Cody Astor with the dribble, coming against Lehman through the timeline. Crossover left. As he hands it off to Dumas-Sanchez, booted it off his knee to the timeline, able to recover it, though, against Hodge. To the left wing off the dribble. Waiting for some rotation. Crossover move to his left hand. Spins, left block. Hippity-hop move. Taken away by Lehman at the free throw line for the 7th turnover. And up ahead to Mackey for the uncontested righty layup. Mackey with 13 points to lead the Eagles, and Del Norte's 7th turnover. 24-24 your score, 2:38 remaining. Beating pressures, Cody Astor down the lane. Reversal right, no good. Rebound on the right block, pulled down by Chisholm, his 4th board. Gives to Mackey across the timeline. Jump stop, shot from the left elbow, a swish for Mackey. Mackey lighting him up with 8 points in buckets and 6 in free throws and 14 points. 26-24, the Eagles back up in this game by 2. Coming across the timeline off the dribble for Del Norte, Cody Astor. The right side of the lane in the reverse. Ball rolls around the rim and good. Astor with his first bucket. It's now tied at 26, down to 2:05 left in the half. Thrown across the timeline to Mackey. Gives up top to Hodge. Spins. Right side of the lane, 1-2 and up on the jumper in the lane with one hand, the righty, and puts it through for two. Peyton Hodge with his first bucket. 28-26 Eagles. We got a track meet going here at Del Norte Gym in Albuquerque. Slowing it down now is Cody Astor as soon as I say that. He's going to drive to the right wing in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Stop and go. Touch pass out to the right corner. On the pivot now is Gallegos. Gives it back behind him to Astor. Right out there on top of him, Lehman on defense. Astor takes a few dribbles in front of Coach Reeves on the far right. Bounce pass to the right block to Dion Jim. Now baseline. Comes in the lane, trips, falls at the free throw line. Picked away for the Eagles by Acosta. 8 turnover for Del Norte. Up ahead to Mackey. Double clutch on the left glass. He gets bodied up. Baseline official kind of backed up on that one. Didn't make the call, but we got the guy on the right side. The C official makes the foul call, so Hobbs will get some free throws. Diego Gallegos picks up his first 10th team foul against Del Norte. Double bonus the rest of the half. Mackey will get 2 on the shooting foul. He's 5 for 5 from the charity stripe.
He's part of the reason. He's the main reason why Hobbs is in this game so far.
Free throw good, perfect still, 6 of 6. He's got 16 points to lead both teams. Lots of subs coming in now. Devon Marquez returns for the Eagles, so does Braylon Vega. And coming in for Del Norte, Aiden Heilman, one of the twins, and Gerardo Mora Aguilar. Also on the court, too, is Francois Sachivi. Mackey will get one more free throw. Try to expand it to a 4-point lead, and it is in and out that time. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Mora Aguilar, his third. They send it ahead to a breaking Roman Heilman. Misses the righty layup. Underneath the hoop for the rebound for the Eagles is Braylon Vega, his second. Up ahead to Devon Marquez on the right wing. Bounce pass up top to Mackey. To the left elbow, jump stop. Kicks it down to a wide open Vega for 3, and it's a swisher. Braylon Vega converting on the first tray of the game for the Eagles. He's got 5 points, the freshman with a great touch. Hobbs with their biggest lead now of 6, 32-26, 50 seconds left in the half. Across the timeline comes Franchivi. Gives off to the left wing to Heilman. Drives the lane. Backs up to the free throw line and throws a high pass. Almost takes off the head of Francois Sachivi. Up top to Shane Dumas-Sanchez. Dribbles right now to the left side of the lane. Tries to get through 2 defenders. I think they're going to call the hold on the Eagles. That will be a double bonus situation, as it is the 11th team foul now. I believe they get the call there on Jordan Chisholm, his first. Dumas-Sanchez has been on the line 5 times already, 3 of 5 for 60%. Well below his average of 34 a game, though. The first free throw's up, in and out, no good. He's missed 3 free throws now, only has 7 points.
Not helping his cause at all.
He'll get one more. Last night he had 7 in the first quarter, 14 in the second, 12 in the third, and 27 in the fourth. Makes his second free throw. That was a game against El Dorado. 8 points for him now. Hobbs by 5, though, with 35 left in the second. Mackey in the front court, dumps up top to Devon Marquez. Back to Mackey on the left wing. Jab step, dribbles to the left side of the arc. Pivots, gives it back to Hall, left wing, up top to Marquez. Swing it right side to Vega. Returns to Marquez, top of the circle. He'll back out of traffic on the baseline. Hand off to Mackey going from right to left. Now in front of the Del Norte bench. Spot shot for the left elbow. Fadeaway jumper, gets bodied up, makes the bucket and the foul. They'll call that foul against Gerardo Mora Aguilar, his first 11th team foul. And boy, Mackey does a great job of selling fouls. We've seen that game after game, getting the Academy Award on that one, but it gets the referee to look at his body and get a chance for a 3-point play.
He does when he needs to.
34-27, biggest lead now is 7. Mackey will get 1 free throw on the and 1. Free throw up and good. So Mackey doing the job out there for the Eagles. I think he's going to go into the acting business, but he also backs it up with scoring too, Ron.
Exactly. It's just not flops. He also has some game rebounds, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, shots, and, of course, charity stripe.
7 of 8 from the free throw line right now. Eagles' biggest lead is 8, 35-27. 10 seconds left in the half. Top of the circle, Shane Dumas-Sanchez slings it down to the left baseline. Open Esteban DeVargas for an 18-footer and nails it uncontested. He's got 5 points, and that will run out the clock here in the first half. But your Hobbs Eagles have a lead like they did last night against West Mesa, this time by 5, 35-30 over Del Norte. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with the APS Metro Tournament in Albuquerque here on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and on the radio, Cool 95.7. We're back live here in the Duke City. Ty friend Ron Gunner, Max with you back at the station. Your Hobbs Eagles at the APS Metro Tournament in Albuquerque. We'll be here for 2 more games, Friday and Saturday. No games tomorrow for the tournament, so that'll be a day off. I know a lot of school kids coming back to school here this week in Albuquerque, just like in Hobbs. But Hobbs with a 35-30 lead over Del Norte here in the second round of the APS tournament. And hopefully Hobbs can continue with that lead and get the W in the books to kind of change up their prognosis in the consolation side of the bracket. While we're at it, let's get the sponsors of the Hobbs Eagles throughout the rest of the season and here at the APS Metro tournament.
Yes, we're very grateful for our boys sponsors. They are Hobbs Rental, Forest Tire, Robinson and Associates, also Lee County State Bank, Thriftway, Lasco, Hobbs Express, First American Bank, NMR Pipeline, Rentis Center, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Devon Energy.
Hobbs Eagles were up by 2 at the end of the first quarter, 13-11, and then scored 22-19 over Del Norte in the second quarter for the 5-point lead. It was kind of a unique situation, not really unique, but comparative to last night in terms of what we saw in scoring. Hobbs up 13-12, or down 13-12 against West Mesa, so a 1-point game there. And then outscored West Mesa 23-15 in the second quarter. So Hobbs dominating in both quarters of this game so far. And again, just a 5-point differential, 35-30 to score. Let's take a look at the numbers individually in the first half of action. First for Del Norte. Yet to get anybody in double figures. Their top scorer, not even a starter right now, that's Julian Castillo coming off the bench, the freshman. He's got 6 points on a couple of buckets and also 2 free throws, 2 for 2, and is 1 rebound in the ball game so far. Second leading scorer, who's usually the first leading scorer on the team, is Shane Dumas-Sanchez with just 8 points. Again, he comes in averaging over 34 points a contest. He has been on the line quite a bit, but is only 4 of 7 from the charity stripe. He's an 82% normally free throw shooter and was 9 of 10 last night, so he's down in the numbers on the free throws. Hobbs doing a good job of containing him so far in the first half. We also, in terms of scoring, so actually Dumas-Sanchez is the leader with 8, I should say. Julian Castillo second with 6. Esteban DeVargas, who's normally the second leading scorer on the team, third with 5 points, including a tray. Also in the books in the first half, Cody Astor off the bench for 2, and Dakari Mornike with 2 points as well, and Gerardo Mora Aguilar hit a bucket for 2. So far in this game, 7 scores for Del Norte. They're 8 of 16 from the charity stripe, just 50% so far, so they're not helping out their cause whatsoever there, and have had 8 turnovers. 10 rebounds so far for the Knights. Top boards from Gerardo Mora Aguilar and Shane Dumas-Sanchez, both getting 3 apiece in the first half, but they are getting out-rebounded 18-10 by the Hobbs Eagles. And leading both teams in scoring for Hobbs, Michael Mackey with 19 points. He's almost perfect on the charity stripe. He's been on there 9 times and hit 8 of them, so definitely doing a great job there on the line, and has 4 rebounds. So kind of what we saw last night, 21 of his 23 points though in the first half, kind of a quiet second half, but he's on a good mark so far with through 2 quarters of play.
Yeah, and it's not that we need him to play his best through all 4 quarters, but it would be nice to see that happen. Also, we'd like to see some other people step up, be able to fill his shoes if he is unable to get any more points in the second half like he did yesterday.
Braylon Vega well behind him at this point with 5 points. The freshman didn't start in this game, did hit a tray, though, in the second quarter, the only tray of the contest so far, so he's got 5. Abraham Pena with 4 points on a couple of buckets. Also scoring a couple bucket apiece for Peyton Hodge. He got 2 points, 1 rebound. Actually, the other 2 guys with 2 points, both with free throws. Jordan Chisholm perfect, 2 for 2 on the line. 2 points and 4 rebounds. Chris Archibald coming off the bench. He was 2 for 2 on the line for 2 points. Peyton Hodge, well, I already said him. He had 2 points in the bucket. And Caden Hall went 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point and 3 rebounds. Again, the Eagles out rebounding Del Norte 18-10. As the top rebounders, Michael Mackey and Jordan Chisholm both with 4. Caden Hall with 3. And Braylon Vega with 2. Eagles on the free throw line, 85% tonight. They were 12 of 14 from the line. Of course, we mentioned 9 of those free throw attempts coming from Michael Mackey, but perfect for Chisholm and Archibald. Hobbs, in terms of turnovers, though, have more than Del Norte with 11 compared to 8 for the Knights. So there's your numbers here in the first half of action. Hobbs up 35-30. We'll take a 2-minute break, get you ready for the second half. You're listening live to Hobbs Eagle basketball at the APS Metro Tournament in Albuquerque. Come back with us. We've started the second half here at Del Norte High School in Albuquerque, APS Metro Tournament. Eagles basketball leading 35-30. They have in the front court. Mackey on the right wing in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Comes up top after a screen from Chisholm. Fires up an 18-footer and nails it from the right side. Mackey already hot again, third quarter. He's got 21 to lead both teams, 37-30. Eagles been up by as many as 8 in this game. Del Norte in the front court, a handoff on the right wing to Shane Dumas-Sanchez. Goes to the rack, a high flyer over the front of the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound, his fourth. Out to the left elbow, driving the lane to Esteban DeVargas. Tries to put up a reverse on the right side of the glass and is fouled. Comes off the iron, but he will get 2 free throws. Foul called on the Eagles. Peyton Hodge, that'll be his, or actually, they're changing that to Jordan Chisholm. That's his second. Eagles had 11 fouls in the first half, same with Del Norte, so 22 combined fouls. And the first free throw is going to be in and out, no good for DeVargas. His first attempt of the ball game. DeVargas came into the contest shooting 76% at halftime. Del Norte was 50%, 8 of 16. One more for DeVargas. Is a swish on the second one. He's got 6 points. 37-31, Eagles by 6 with 7:20 left, third quarter. Hodge in the front court, stops his dribble, hands off to Mackey, turn it up top to Hodge, triple team, down to the right corner to Acosta, drives left, right baseline, throws a pass, it deflects to Marquez, to Hodge on the free throw line, fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim, loose on the court, bodies flying everywhere, and we got a whistle, jump ball was called, diving on top of it for Del Norte first was Roman Heilman. Never sure if he had quite control, so won't give him a rebound on that one. The arrow's going to go to Del Norte, though. So Hobbs will match up man-to-man defense, inbound for the Knights to Esteban DeVargas. Going against Mackey one-on-one through the timeline. Far left sideline, spin move, top of the arc. Bounce pass, trying to go backdoor to Shane Dumas-Sanchez. It sails out of bounds, and Sanchez looked back and kind of grimacing at the official. They called the hold foul on the Eagles. That's what he was mad about. The ball sailed behind him as he took off to the hoop. Foul on Marquez for the Eagles, his second team foul. Hodge will take a seat on the sub and check it in for him. For Hobbs will be Braylon Vega. Inbound deep to the timeline, pulled down by Roman Heilman. Gives it off to Dumas-Sanchez with a handoff around the left perimeter. Tucks it, tries it behind the back pass in the paint, saved, a steal to Mackey. Nice takeaway for the Eagles on that Devon Marquez. That will be a turnover for the Knights, their ninth. The whistle in the front court as Mackey tries to go to the rack with it on the left baseline. They called the foul. Don't think it was a shooting foul. We'll go against Del Norte, their first. Charge to, I believe, Roman Heilman. That's his second personal, first team foul. Inbounding on the right baseline is Vega for the Eagles underneath the hoop. Gets it into Acosta, left block, double team. Flicks it up top to Marquez. At the right elbow, handoff to Mackey, free to line, jump stop, and flips back to the top of the arc. Throws up a 3 off the back of the rim. We got to tie up on the rebound. Going toe-to-toe that time with the Eagle. That was Jordan Chisholm and Roman Heilman for Del Norte. Hobbs gets the arrow. They'll have it on the right baseline with Devon Marquez to inbound. Hobbs up by 6. Marquez will throw a high one back to the top of the arc. Acosta, no-look pass, right block. Shot in the way for Chisholm from 10 feet out the back of the rim. And pulled down for Del Norte on the right block by Heilman, Aiden Heilman. Sends it ahead to Sanchez. Back door, wide open is Dion Jim for the wide open layup on the right side with 2 hands. His first bucket. 37-33 Eagles. In the front court, Acosta gets a pass top of the arc. Back doors, Archibald gets ripped from behind, no call. As they call that a block, as getting the piece of it was Esteban DeVargas over the top of Chisholm. Going ahead to a breaking Jim on the far left sideline. It sails out of bounds. It'll be right to the Del Norte bench for the turnover.
Yeah, Hobbs trying to catch Del Norte sleeping on the job as they got into the offensive side of it, tried to get the fast break. Defense for the Knights was right on the money. They were able to hit that ball, was able to take it out, and stop the offensive side from Hobbs trying to score.
But they couldn't do anything with the basketball after they got the pickoff.
Yes.
10 turnovers now for Del Norte, 11 for the Eagles. A little bit of delay as the referee's talking the scores table. The inbound to Devon Marquez. He's going to take on the defense of Esteban DeVargas in the front court. Hobbs by 4, 5:50 left in the third. Stays at the timeline, now on the right wing of the front court in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Crossover move, jump stop, one-hand bounce pass down the lane, double clutch on the right side of the rim for Jordan Chisholm, puts it off the glass for 2. He's got 4 points, nice assist there by Devon Marquez. 39-33, Eagles back up by 6. In the front court, stop and go for Esteban DeVargas, hands off to Shane Sanchez, crossover to his left hand, spins at the free throw line, and they call the hand check on the Eagles. As they get that one on Devon Marquez, his third team foul on the Eagles. And a sub coming in for Del Norte and Coach Jaron McIntosh. Checking on the court is Dakare Mornicki and also Diego Gallegos. It's going to be Del Norte basketball on the far left sideline as they get it into the timeline to Julian Castillo. Crossover to his left hand, down the left side of the lane. Turns and fires up the runner, no good. Mackey rips it down from the right block. That's his fifth board. Into the front court, down the free throw line, left side of the lane. Double clutch on the left glass and puts it through. 23 now for Mackey, matching his points last night. Second bucket here in the third quarter for him. Eagles by 8, matching their biggest lead. A runner coming down the lane for Shane Dumas-Sanchez. Ran over Mackey, no call there, but they count the basket for Sanchez. He's got 10, and a timeout for Del Norte. 5:04 left, third quarter. Hobbs up 6, 41-35 over the Knights on their home court here in Albuquerque. Back in 30 seconds. Hobbs Eagles outscored Del Norte here in the third so far, 6-5, but we're only in about 3 minutes so far. 5:04 left, third quarter. Hobbs up by 6, 41-35. Eagle basketball on the baseline in their backcourt into Hodge. He'll take the dribble up court for the Eagles, guarded by Shane Dumas-Sanchez. Uses the dribble and throws the ball over to Mackey on the far right in front of the scorer's table to the right wing to Acosta with the jab step. Guarded by Gallegos, back up top to the Eagle big man, that was Chisholm. Chisholm hands off to Hodge. He drives the right of the lane to Acosta right block. Fade away in the lane. Count it with a swish and the foul. He got pushed backward that time. Nails it, his first bucket of the contest. And that'll be Del Norte's second team foul as they charge that one to, I believe, Diego Gallegos, his second. So Acosta a chance for his first free throw attempt of the ball game and comes into the contest at the charity stripe at 62%.
You know, if you can hit your stroke on that one as you fade back, it's hard to defend. You get your 2, you possibly also get 1 just like he did not right now.
Converts on the free throw for 3 total now for Acosta. All points coming in the third for him, and Hobbs extends their lead to 9. That's the biggest of the ball game. 44-35, 4:30 left, third quarter. Julian Castillo dribbles left, zigzags, hands it off to the timeline to Dumas-Sanchez, comes around the left circle, guarded by big man Charo, or the Chisholm, I should say. He still throws up a 3 and nails it on the top of him. So Del Norte now with 38, 44-38 to score. They do count that as a 3. Stop and go for Mackey with the spin move, top of the circle to the free throw line, and a 5-second violation. Keeping with him the whole time defensively, Aiden Heilman. That will be a turnover for the Eagles. That is their 12th of the contest. Checking on for Del Norte. On the court now will be number 14, Francois Sachivi. Del Norte basketball on the far sideline left in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench, backcourt. No defenders back there for the Eagles, coming down with it. Off the dribble now, Julian Castillo comes across against Mackey on the timeline. And off on the left wing to Heilman. Spins at the top of the arc, lost the ball, got knocked out of his hands momentarily by Acosta, recovers. Gives back to Shane Dumas-Sanchez. To the left wing, backs it out in front of the Del Norte bench, drives the baseline, spin move down the lane. Fadeaway jumper from the free throw line, an air ball. It's going to run out to the baseline. Del Norte tries to save a nice effort there, going to the mat that time on the back wall to try to pull it back out, but foot on the floor for Roman Heilman, but he did put an effort into that one. Inbound to Hodge in the backcourt, far sideline right. He'll bring it across with 3:40 left, third quarter. Eagles up by 6. Defense put on by Dumas-Sanchez, gives a Mackey far right side, same side right wing to Acosta. Up top, getting it on the hands, fingertip control there was Chisholm. Over to Hodge on the left wing. Left corner to a spin move there for Vega. He comes down the lane with the reverse layup right, falls to the floor, gets the shot up and counted, no foul call. As that for Vega was his 7th point of the ball game. Coming down the paint that time, 46-38. Eagles up by 8. Going to the other end, a fadeaway on the left block, missing it off the back of the rim was Castillo. Rebound for the Eagles by Acosta. We got a whistle in the backcourt. See what the call is on this one. Acosta picked up his 3rd rebound. Officials are pointing back at the baseline for some reason. Not sure what that's all about.
Well, it was either a block or a charge because, yeah, he ran him right over.
They're giving it to Del Norte on the baseline underneath the hoop. So 46-38 the score. Didn't see the signal after that, and kind of a late call there. But 3:07 left. Hobbs by 8. Inbounding will be Shane Dumas-Sanchez underneath the Knights rim. Inbound to the right wing to Esteban DeVargas. Up top to Heilman. He'll drive left side of the lane. Double clutch. He runs over his defender. And Brian Acosta right there to take the charge. As coming over the top of him that time, Roman Heilman. That'll be his third personal, third team foul, and also the 11th turnover for the Knights. Eagles still by 8 with 3 minutes exactly left here in the third quarter.
Neither team is in foul trouble right now.
Inbound to Hodge, comes up the right sideline, now middle of the court, down the lane, scoop pass to the left baseline. Chisholm passes out to the left wing, 3 on the way from Vega, no good off the rim. Gets his own rebound, top of the circle, that's his third, but a bad pass to the right wing. Stolen by Sanchez, goes back door, tries to get over to Astor. He tries to return to the left side of the lane, but the ball gets knocked out by the Eagles.
It went off of Peyton Hodge's leg.
46-38 Hobbs. Sanchez will inbound from the left baseline. Has a man open left corner, Esteban DeVargas for 3. Rainbow jumper off the back of the rim. Long rebound for Mackey in transition. His 6th. Goes to the rack, reverse right, and scores. He's got 6 points in the third. 25 overall for the Eagles to lead both teams in a 10-point Eagle lead, their biggest of the game. 2:25 left third quarter. Stop and go dribble and a bump foul. Dumas-Sanchez comes across the timeline. They get the foul on Hodge. That's his third personal, 14th foul on the Eagles. They still lead by double digits, 10, and kind of eerily similar to yesterday's game. Hobbs up by 10 in the second half as well against West Mesa.
Well, hopefully deja vu won't happen again.
And a timeout for Coach Reeves, and the Eagles going to talk a little defense here. Hobbs up 48-38, 2:26 left, third quarter here at Del Norte Gym in Albuquerque. We're back in half a minute on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 10 over Onate, or excuse me, from the, not the Onate Knights, the Del Norte Knights here in Albuquerque. Going up here in the central part of the state, not the southwest. 48-38 your score. This is the consolation bracket, second game of the tournament. Hobbs will not play tomorrow, neither will any of the other teams in the tournament. They'll wait till Friday and Saturday for their final games. We'll have those live here on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and, of course, on the radio at Cool 95.7. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. Max back at the station. 10-point Eagle lead as they have 48 points on the scoreboard. Hobbs has scored 13 in this quarter and 8 for Del Norte. Thus the 10-point lead. Del Norte basketball after the Hobbs Eagle timeout just ahead of the half-court line on the near right side. Sanchez will inbound to the backcourt. Off the dribble comes Francois Sachivi. Brings it across the timeline against Mackey. Hand off to the left side to Heilman. To the right wing to DeVargas. And they're called the travel. He took off before the feet. Or he had the pivot foot down, then kind of popped off of it and started going forward before the dribble. So it gets the travel call. That'll be the 12th turnover for Del Norte. Ball in the hands now of Devon Marquez. He's going to take on Dumas-Sanchez through the timeline to the right side. Up top to Lehman, who just checked in during the timeout. Swings it left to Chisholm. Gets some tough pressure there by Heilman. Back deep to Mackey at the timeline. Stop and go. Shot from the left elbow and the fadeaway and puts it through the hole. So Mackey's still on a tear here with 8 points in the third, 27 overall to lead both teams, 4 more than last night. 50-38, the Eagles' biggest lead is 12. Into the front court, a spin move, fade away on the left block, air ball for Dumas-Sanchez. Pulled down for the Eagles on the right block by Chisholm, his 5th board. Throws it across the timeline to Mackey. He wants to take on Heilman down the lane right side. A runner shot off the glass right side, count it, and the foul. Mackey now with 10 points in the third, 29 overall. Chance for the 3-point play as they get the foul call on Aiden Heilman. His second 14th foul against the Knights. Mackey a chance for that 3-point play.
Yeah, with all the eyes on Del Norte. It looks like it's going to be Mackey who's going to be doing some second shots, as far as everybody looking at him and saying, you know what, we haven't seen him do this in a little while. It's nice to see it.
7 of 8 from the line. Now make it 8 of 9 as he makes the free throw. 11 points here in the third. 30 overall for Michael Mackey. 53-38. Eagles' biggest lead now is 15 in this ball game. Coming across the timeline, far left wing is Sachivi. Stop and go, top of the arc. Hands off on the right wing to Dumas Sanchez. Comes right after a screen, hippity hop. One hands it across the lane on the pass. Pulled down somehow by Heilman. Heilman's pivoting on the left elbow. Kick out left wing to DeVargas. Backs it out to the scores table on the far left sideline. As he takes on Lehman, beats him down the lane. Runner shot on the way and swishes it through. DeVargas now with 11 points and a timeout for Del Norte. I think they're going to start putting on the full court press here as they trail still by 17 to the Hobbs Eagles. 1:02 left, third quarter, 55-38. Eagles up here at Del Norte. We're back in 30 seconds. Your Hobbs Eagles lead by 13 here. We got a change of the scoreboard. 53-40 is the score. 1 minute remaining in the third here in the Metro Tournament in Albuquerque. Mackey will bring it across the timeline. Stop and go. Right wing, double team. Throws it up top to Devon Marcus. Fell to the floor. He gets double team. Back to Mackey. Returns to the left wing. Braylon Vega, an 18-footer and nothing but net. Vega, long shot there. Not a three, but he's got 9 points overall. And it's 56-40. Hobbs with their biggest lead here of 16. Coming down the lane as he tucks it under his bicep. A double pressure coming down the lane that time for Heilman. Roman Heilman, he meets a wall, and the body move by the Hobbs Eagles to get the foul. For Hobbs, that'll be their 15th foul. Let's see who they get this charged against. It looks like it's going against, they say 34. That's Acosta. They're going to say that's his fourth. I can't believe he's got that many. I only had him down for one. Top of the arc is Castillo. Give it off to the right wing to DeVargas. Comes around the left circle, unloads to Castillo, fires an NBA three, and it gets it to fall through the hole. So count the tray for Castillo. He's got 9 points. That's the third tray for Del Norte at 56-43. You got a whistle after the play. I think we got a hold foul against Del Norte here. That should be their 15th foul. Still waiting to see who the call is against. I believe that was Cody Astor's second personal. 17 seconds left in the quarter here in the third. Mackey will bring it across against double pressure. Comes down the lane, lost the ball. They're going to call the hold foul underneath against the Del Norte Knights. As Mackey lost it going up trying to pass, but they're going to say somebody was held underneath. So Del Norte now with their 16th foul. Taking a lot of time to get these fouls up on the scoreboard. That's the third on Roman Heilman. Inbounding will be Mackey on the left baseline underneath the hoop. Gets it into the right corner to Chisholm. Back deep to Acosta on the right wing. One hand pass down the lane to Chisholm, give it a go. He tries a little reverse layup, windmill from right to left underneath the hoop. Bodied back to the basket that time and gets pushed in the back. Missed it off the glass, but he'll get 2 free throws. And that's Del Norte's 7th team foul. Hobbs still up by 13, 56-43. As Chisholm goes to the line, he's perfect, 2 for 2. Eagles are just 1 for 1 here in the second half, so 13 for 15 overall, but misses off the back of the rim on the first one. But Chisholm will get 1 more. Looks like they called the foul on that. Julian Castillo, his first. Second shot barely rolls over the rim, hit hard, and then rolled in for the point. 5 points for Chisholm. 3 seconds left in the quarter, 57-43. In the front court, it's a steal as Acosta takes it away. Not enough time to throw up a shot to end the third quarter, but that steal gives Del Norte, their 13th turnover of the ball game. Your Hobbs Eagles up 14 at the end of 3, 57-43 over Del Norte here in Albuquerque. The APS Metro Tournament continues in 60 seconds. Back live here in Albuquerque, the APS Metro Tournament. Your Eagles up by 14, 57-43. Michael Mackey with 30 points to lead the Eagles in both teams. Braylon Vega with 9. And for Del Norte, their top scorer, 12 for Sanchez, 11 for DeVargas. Del Norte basketball front court. Left wing is Aiden Heilman. Gets it back deep to DeVargas. Drives the middle of the lane. Jump stop at the free throw line. Kick out right wing to Castillo. Lost the ball. Falls to the floor at the top of the arc. Diving on is Mackey. Ball loose, picked up by Devon Marquez for the Del Norte turnover, their 14th. He comes down the lane left side, a double clutch. They call the charge. Marquez lost his balance and fell down over the top of his defender that time. Taking the charge was Aiden Heilman. So for Marquez, that'll be his 4th personal, 6th team foul, and the 13th turnover.
Looks like Aiden was shaken up a little bit on that play.
Substitution coming for Del Norte. On the court now is Diego Gallegos for Julian Castillo. The Eagles have Vega out there for Hobbs. Also on the court, Brian Acosta, Mackey, Chisholm, and Marquez. Handoff in the front court to Dumas Sanchez, left wing, drives the free throw line, pushes Mackey, no call, fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim, and Marquez gets the rebound. They call the foul. Looks like a rebounding foul on the Eagles. Marquez is the guy that got the ball on a big jump stop on the free throw line. I think they call that on him. That will be the 17th foul on the Eagles. That should be a bonus situation. Not sure who they call the foul on. Is the referee is going to make the call, then Coach Reeves calls him over. That will be a 5th foul they call, not on Marquez, instead on Acosta. That's his 5th personal. She's going to say he had his arms tucked around the back. Behind himself, tucking around the defender that time, or the rebounder. So Acosta will foul out with 3 points and 3 rebounds. He was perfect on the line, 1 of 1 from the charity stripe. So he will lead the game with 5. Hobbs fouled out 2 last night. And that one of those was Acosta. Acosta fouled out with 2 points and 1 rebound last night. Free throws coming. Off the front of the rim, no good for Dakari Mornicki. Rebound for Hall in the middle of the paint, his 4th board. Outlet up court to Devon Marquez. To Mackey on the right elbow. Fadeaway jumper and puts it through the hole. So Mackey with 32 points in this game. 59-43. Eagles by 16, matching their biggest lead. Driving the lane with the cradle. Reverse layup on the right. Missing the layup but getting fouled, Dumas Sanchez. He'll get an opportunity for a couple of free throws here. They're going to call a forearm block on the Eagles. That will be their 18th foul, and they charge that one to Caden Hall, his 2nd. So Dumas Sanchez on the line, well below his average, 34 on the season, 34.5. He's got 12 tonight. First shot's up and good, swishes it, 13 now. He is 5 of 8 from the charity stripe. On the court for Del Norte now on the sub, Cody Astor checks in. Is taking a seat will be Esteban DeVargas. One more shot for Dumas Sanchez.
Well, that's the thing about averages. Sometimes you get the high ones, sometimes you get the low games.
Second shot's up and good. He's got 14. 59-45. Hobbs by 14. The inbound to Mackey, far right side. Double pressure against him. Gets across against both of them. Down the lane. Backdoor to Vega with 2 hands off the glass left side and scores. He's got 11. Double digits now for Vega. 43 combined for Mackey and Vega so far. 61-45. Hobbs up by 16. Now Dumas Sanchez for a 3-shot. Wide open. Right through the threads. his first tray of the ball game and a timeout. 17 for Sanchez as Del Norte and Coach McIntosh want to talk about it. 6:47 remaining, fourth quarter, though. Your Hobbs Eagles still up by double digits. 61-48 over Del Norte, back in 60 seconds. Double-digit lead for the Hobbs Eagles. Second round of the APS Metro Tournament in Albuquerque here at Del Norte High School, the home team in this game. They trail Hobbs by 13, 61-48. Inbound to Mackey, deep right corner of the backcourt. He's going to drive hard up across the timeline as he gets across against Heilman. Roman Heilman. He's got a twin out on the court as well to the left wing, and they're going to call the body foul. And Mackey does a great job of throwing his head around quite a bit on drives, and he gets the ref to a bite on that one. He's going to go to the line to shoot the single bonus. They get the foul call on Heilman, his fourth. That is the 18th or 17th foul against Del Norte. So Mackey on the line. First free throw attempt here in the fourth.
I believe Roman was a part of that as well. He was getting really close to Mackey.
Mackey has been on the line 10 times in this game and has only missed one. 9 of 10 from the charity stripe and has 33 points. So he heard about that 60 points last night. The Eagles did watch that game here at Del Norte. He saw it and heard about it. So he's going to try to get up to 60 himself in this one if he can. Second free throw is up and switched for Mackey. He's got 34 now, and Hobbs up 63-48, up by 15. 6:30 left in the ballgame. Getting a screen, driving left side of the lane to Vargas. Kicks it left corner. Fadeaway three for Castillo, hard up the back of the rim. Pulled down in the middle of the paint and gets stripped and fouled as Braylon Vega. That's his fourth rebound for the Eagles. He'll get a chance for a bonus at the other end. So 8 team fouls now on Del Norte. I think they get Dion Jim now. That's his second personal. Checking in for Del Norte will be Gerardo Mora Aguilar. As taking a seat will be Dion Jim. So Vega will step up for the Eagles, the freshman, and he hasn't shot in this game, at least at the free throw line, so he'll get his first opportunity, but only shooting 33% from the charity stripe, 2 for 6 on the line on the season. Free throw up and good on a swish. Vega now with 13 points, second leading scorer, of course 34 for Michael Mackey.
And Hobbs looking to take advantage of this team, also get more points than their average has been this season. I'm sure they would like to do that tonight.
Second shot hard off the front of the rim, no good. In the paint with the pivot off the rebound is Julian Castillo. Hobbs came into the game averaging 56 points, so definitely above that, as you mentioned, by 8. Three-pointer made on the right side of the arc by Dumas Sanchez. 2 in this quarter for him in terms of three-pointers. He's got 20 now, so definitely getting back in the game in terms of scoring. Mackey coming down the pike at the other end. Right to left in the radio dial. Hobbs up by 13, gets fouled going up. 64-51, Eagles by 13. And Mackey get a chance for those 2 free throws. That's the 5th foul, too, for Roman Heilman, not learning his lesson on the last foul. Back-to-back for him.
Being replaced by his brother.
Yeah, Roman Heilman going to foul out with 3 points and was 3 of 6 on the line for 50% and 1 rebound. So 1 foul out for both teams. Heilman for Del Norte and Acosta for the Eagles, and Mackey back up on the line. And he is perfect here in the second half. 3 of 3 from the charity stripe and has 34 points. 6:08 remaining in the game. Eagles up by 13, 64-51. First shot's up, off the back of the rim, no good.
He'll bounce back off of that one. He misses one ever so often, but he doesn't miss more than that most of the time. He usually gets it right the second time.
Eagles' second shot from Mackey is a swish. As you said there, got the second one. He's got 35. 65-51, Hobbs by 14. Quickly in the front court off the dribble, though. Castillo down the lane with the runner off the front of the rim, no good. Hall rips it down in the left block. That's his 5th rebound. Tamaki at the timeline. Shot from the free throw line off the dribble, off the back of the rim. Ball tipped around and pulled out of the left block for Del Norte by DeVargas, his 1st rebound. Tries to send it ahead underneath the hoop and overthrows Julian Castillo out of bounds. So Del Norte picking up their 15th turnover, which is 2 more than the Hobbs Eagles with 13. But Eagles with a big 14-point lead. Inbound of the lane, backcourt to Vega. Outlet back over to Devon Marquez. Sends to Mackey, top of the circle. Comes down the lane. Was he going to try to put it up over the front of the rim on the layup, but he gets held from behind. They blow it dead, and he'll get more free throws. Call the hold foul against Caden Naranjo, who just barely checked in. Or actually, that might be not 10. That'll be 20 instead. Julian Castillo, his 2nd. 19 foul. Make it 10 now. That'll be double bonus for the Eagles. Mackey on the line.
You know, one of the aspects about Michael Mackey that I like in this game is he has been driving the lane more. He's been getting more contact on him. He doesn't have to worry about getting rebounds because he's getting it in there, whether he makes it or not. If he makes it, it's great. He even gets some fouls on top of it as well. But that time, all foul.
He does have 6 boards, though, Ron, leading the team, though, so still getting the rebounds regardless. Second shot, first shot good. Second shot off the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Shane Dumas-Sanchez. That's his 5th board. Now in the front court. To the left wing. Goes down against a double team. Mackey and Marcus just leans up from the left block, throws it off the glass, and gets it to drop. So count 2 for Sanchez. He's got 22. Eagles up by 13. Throw ahead to Hall in the front court. Lost the ball as he tried to dribble and they're going to call the reach foul. Mackey got knocked to the floor on his back in front of the Hobbs bench on the right wing. I'm not sure if that's where the foul call came, with a reach on Hall. Hall had the ball as he tried to pivot. They're going to call it against off ball against Del Norte, knocking Mackey to the floor. So he'll go get up to the free throw line to shoot 2 more on the double bonus. They call that one against Shane Dumas-Sanchez, his 3rd 11-team foul against Del Norte. First free throw good for Mackey.
Feeling comfortable at that line is Mackey.
And it's going to be coming on the court now for the Eagles, the sub Peyton Hodge, as he comes in for Devon Marquez. 1 more for Mackey. Got 38 points so far. And has shot 8 free throws in this 4th quarter. Made 5 of them. This one's going to bounce around the rim and good. 39 for Mackey, 68-53, Eagles by 15. Coming across the timeline, Aiden Heilman, top of the circle. Kicks it off left wing to Satsivi. Hand off to Dumas-Sanchez near the timeline. Hippity hop down the lane right side, tries a hook, semi-hook, coming out of bounds on the baseline. Gets it off before he steps on that base, and they get the foul call, got shoved out. That'll be the foul on the Eagles, their 9th here in the second half. And they charge a foul to Braylon Vega, his 1st. So Dumas-Sanchez steps up now. 22 points for him so far.
Not a bad night.
First one hard off the front of the rim, though. First miss in the 4th quarter, where he's 2 for 3 now from the stripe. He'll get 1 more. Substitution for Del Norte. Cody Astor checks on for Diego Gallegos. 5:09 left, 4th quarter. Hobbs up 68-53, pinning a free throw from Del Norte and Sanchez. Second shot, good on the fadeaway from the line. 23 for him. Quickly, Hodge with the bounce pass up the far right sideline. Gets it back from Chisholm and lays it up on the right side of the give and go. So Hodge coming off the bench. He's got his 4th point, and Eagles up 70-54. Back up by 16, matching their biggest lead. Sanchez in the front court. Top of the arc, stop and go against Hodge. Backs up, tries to throw a 3 up, and they call the hold foul first on Hodge on that left wing. So Sanchez will get some free throws, and it looks like Hodge has just picked up his 5th personal of the ball game. He'll foul out with 4 points. So Hobbs have fouled out 2 now. Acosta and Hodge. He just barely got back on the court, too. He's got to go take a seat. Sanchez back on the line here. First free throw's up and good. Both teams in the double bonus for the rest of the ball game.
Safe to say that Hobbs is going to have their biggest point margin, or at least points, this season. And we've been waiting for them to do that. They're doing it tonight.
24 for Sanchez. Gets 1 more free throw and switches it. Make it 25. He's made his last 3 free throws. Returning for the Knights, Dion Jim on the sub, and also Julian Castillo. Caden Hall on the court for the Eagles, along with Chisholm. Staying out there as well, Mackey. Devon Marquez returns, and Caden Hall along with Vega. Marquez throws it across. Vega gets a handoff in the left block, runs over his defender. They call the charge. Just kind of backed into him and falling quite hard, Dion Jim. So Vega will pick up his second personal. That'll be the 10th team foul. Was a team control, so no shooting situation here, although both teams in the double bonus.
Yeah, Vega a little out of control trying to get to the rim and just ran over his defender.
Inbound to Dumas Sanchez. He'll take on Marquez on the far sideline into the front court. Steps back, shoots up a three. Harden style from the NBA and puts it through on the three-point shot. That's his third tray here in the fourth quarter. And 27 for him, 70-59. Eagles on by 11. Make that Mackey weaving through traffic now in the front court. Triple team. And Coach Reeves calls a timeout. He does not want to see one-man shows on the dribble. That's what he's going to talk to Mackey and the team about right now. 4:24 left here in the fourth. Eagles 70. And the home team, Del Norte Knights 59. We're back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Michael Mackey, 39 points here against Del Norte in the second round of the APS Metro Tournament. 28 for Shane Dumas Sanchez for Del Norte, your two top scorers. As Mackey will get the inbound in the backcourt, picks up a double team. He's going to get around them with a spin move. Throws a bad pass across the timeline, intercepted by Shane Dumas Sanchez, a 14 turnover. He'll take it himself on the right side of the lane. Reverse layup with his left hand underneath the hoop and scores. He's got 30 points. 70-61, Eagles by 9 with 4:05 remaining. Long ball, half-court pass to Vega in the front court. Gives it back to Mackey. Double team against him. Spin. Triple team. Got hammered as he tries to get through traffic, and will get a chance for 2 free throws. Coach Reeves wants some help, so Mackey can pass it off there, but yelling at some of the players to move out to help him out. So Mackey will get the 2 double bonus free throws. They get the foul call on Cody Astor, his second 12th team foul on Del Norte. So Mackey will step up. 39 points in this ball game. He's only missed 3 free throws so far in the contest and has shot 7 times here in the fourth quarter. First one off the back of the rim as I say that. Still going to hold on to try to get his 40th here in just a second. Subs checking on for Del Norte, including Diego Gallegos and Julian Castillo. Mackey with one more opportunity here. Takes a fake shot there and extended his hand to the basket. Little forward motion, and then the second shot bouncing around the rim and good. So Mackey now with 40 points on the free throw. Eagles up by 10 once again. 71-61, under 4 minutes remaining. Spin move in the front court. DeVargas comes down the lane right side to the right corner. Bounce pass back to Dumas Sanchez on the right wing. Dribbles up top. Got it by Marquez. Spin move in the lane. Cradles, reverse layup right and scores off the glass. 32 now for Sanchez, and Hobbs up by 8, single-digit lead. Marquez gets a pass near side, spins in the front court, gets stripped, and timeout Coach Reeves. Hobbs is starting to get trapped as they come across the timeline. Now we're keeping it right here, and I think he's getting kind of worried that his wing players are not coming out to help the point guards here, and that's kind of costing him. Almost was a turnover there. Luckily got the timeout first.
Yeah, they're sitting over there doing nothing while they watch Mackey working his tail off, trying to get the ball to the hoop or at least in the paint. And, yeah, we need to get more communication, more effort from the other 4 players as far as, it can't be just Mackey alone. I know he's got more than half of the points, but that doesn't mean that he needs to do it all. They need to help him out, especially with the last 3:36 of this game. You want to keep the lead, you're going to have to do that as well.
Mackey, 40 points, 15 of 19 from the free throw line so far. Braylon Vega, the freshman who did not start in this game, but he's a second leading scorer in this contest with 12. And then after that, you got Jordan Chisholm with 5, 4 apiece for Pena and Hodge, who Hodge has fouled out. Acosta has 3. He fouled out here in the fourth quarter along with Hodge. Eagles by 8, 71-63. Their biggest lead has been 16 here in the second half. Hobbs has it on the timeline. Here, sideline to Mackey in the lane. Pop a shot from the left elbow of the free throw line and puts it through. Big shot for Mackey. He's got 42 now. Hobbs by 10 with 3:25 remaining. In the front court on the left wing, Dumas Sanchez backs into his defender. Over the left wing to DeVargas. Up top to Astor. Bounce pass to the right corner. Dribbling through his legs is Jim. Returns up top to DeVargas. Pops it back to right wing to Jim for three out the back of the rim. To the far right sideline. A rebound for Devon Marquez, his second. Outlet to the timeline. Far left to Vega. Returns back court to Mackey. Across to the right wing to Marquez. To Chisholm right corner. Back to Marquez on the right wing and back deep to Mackey. Spin move against double team pressure to the left wing. Zigzags back up top. Kicks it to the left wing to Vega. Cross court right to Marquez. To Chisholm in the right corner. He'll spot up a three wide open off the side of the rim. Ball tipped around, pulled down by the Eagles and put back up. Hall gets a nice spinner in the rim and puts it through for two. So Hall now with the bucket. He's got 3 points and 6 rebounds. 75-63, Eagles by 12. Sanchez with a tray from the left wing, hard off the back of the rim. Battle for the rebound. Vega comes down with it on the left block as Vega has picked up another rebound. He's got 5 in the game and sends it down the lane to Marquez, who lays it on the right glass for 2. Marquez with his first bucket of the contest, 77-63. Eagles by 14. In the front court, crossover move. Astor down the lane. To Sanchez, top of the circle. Spin around against Hall. Backs it on the right wing. Spots up a three on the fadeaway off the side of the iron, no good. Mackey is sky high for the rebound in the middle of the paint. He's got 7 boards. He'll dribble up the far sideline right for the Hobbs Eagle bench. And we've got an offensive foul called at half court. There's an official right behind the play, but they called the charge from half court. Boy, the referee kind of going over his area that time to make the call on Mackey for the charge. That's his second personal 11-team foul, and there will be a turnover for the Eagles, their 15th. 1:56 left, fourth quarter. Hobbs up by 14, 77-63. We got a 60-second timeout. Hobbs by 14 here in the fourth. Come back with us in 1 minute on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs up 77-63 here in Albuquerque at the APS Metro Tournament. The only team outside of the Albuquerque-Santa Fe corridor that's at the tournament, the Hobbs Eagles, as they lead by 14 over the host Del Norte Knights. And they lost last night to El Dorado. Eagles losing to West Mesa, but they're in a good position now with a potential win here. So we'll get you caught up on all the tournament brackets. No teams playing tomorrow. We'll have Friday and Saturday games here on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7 on the radio. Doherty gets it in the front court to Dumas Sanchez. No-look pass to the left wing to Sachivi. He's going to fire up a three. Clinks out the front of the rim. Hall with the rebound in transition. That'll be his 7th board. Down the lane to Mackey. Reverse layup left and lays it in for 2, but they're going to call the charge. That will erase the 2 points on the layup, and a late whistle by the official on the baseline. Coach Reeves ran out on the court that time, was not happy with the call. 3rd on Mackey and the 12th team foul. That will be a 16th turnover for the Eagles, and Coach Reeves has a big smile right now, shaking his head, but that was not the call he'd like to see on that one. Dumas Sanchez to bring it across the timeline, down by 14. An NBA 3, top of the arc, hits off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Castillo, fade away on the right block and puts it off the glass for 2. 11 points for Castillo, 77-65, Hobbs by 12. Devon Marquez gives it to Mackey in the backcourt, double team against him, stop and go, spin move. Sends it to the near side to Chisholm. Gets it across to Vega, the top of the arc. Dribbles once and stops. One-hand bounce pass to Marquez in the right wing. Double team. Back deep to Mackey, who picks up a double pressure. To Chisholm with the free throw line. Back door to Hall. Goes in with 2 hands strong. Right side of the rim and puts it down for 2. Hall now with 5 points. 79-65, Eagles by 14, under a minute left. In the front court, Sachivi drives the lane. Triple team against him, lost the ball. Hall knocks it out, but picked up on the right wing to Castillo. Behind him to Sanchez on the right wing, crossover, NBA 3 on the way, and puts it through. So Dumas Sanchez picks up his 4th tray here in the 4th quarter, and he's got 35 points to lead Del Norte. And can you believe it? That kid has got back over his average after only having 1 point in the first quarter and 8 points at halftime.
Yeah, he just came back. You know, there was a couple of those shots he was doing underneath, driving the lane. He found his touch. He had a perfect throw underneath the basket, was able to make those shots and make them look easy. So, yes, you can start to see why he made so many points in the game yesterday. He hasn't done it yet today, but, you know, he has not quit, definitely.
Yeah, he had 60 last night. All 8 of Del Norte's three-pointers converted by Dumas Sanchez in that game in a loss to El Dorado. So he's trying to get himself back in the numbers here, and he's going to go over that average as we mentioned tonight. But, of course, Michael Mackey definitely over the average, too, with his 42 points. He came into the contest for the Eagles averaging 19. And I think 42 is going to help out that 19 to go over the 20 mark, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
Hobbs Eagles look at a win here with just 45 seconds remaining. They will play the winner of Albuquerque High and Rio Rancho. They are playing at the same time tonight at a different high school, La Cueva. So the Eagles will advance to the 5:30 game again on Friday. Again, either against Albuquerque or Rio Rancho. Of course, the Eagles beat Rio Rancho at the Artesia tournament about a month or so ago.
Yes, they did.
79-68, Eagles by 11 with 45 seconds remaining. Marquez in the left baseline of the backcourt to inbound for Hobbs. Gets it into Mackey. Double team quickly, back deep to Marquez, still in the backcourt. Needing some help here, he's pivoting, bounces it back to Mackey. He'll dribble to the far right sideline, gets it across the timeline. Down the lane, they'll call the reach foul from behind to stop the transition pass backdoor to Vega, who is going to go up for a layup there. So you see who they're going to call the foul against. Del Norte picks up their 13th team foul, and Mackey back up on the line. Looks like they'll charge that one to Castillo, his 3rd. Mackey, we mentioned, with 42 points in this game. 11 free throws in this 4th quarter, and has converted 7, or make that 8 of those, and making another one 9 here in this 4th quarter. Definitely the big game for Michael Mackey. 44 points. And also 7 rebounds for the Eagles as well.
More than half the score is Michael Mackey alone.
Second shot is up, and it's bouncing around the rim and good. He got it to drop. Eagles up by 13, 81-68. 34 seconds remaining in the game. Up the far sideline is Castillo off the dribble. Throws a bad ball and is picked off by Vega. Del Norte get their 16th turnover. Up ahead to Marquez. Backdoor from left to right through the lane, and laying it up and in is Vega. So Vega, the freshman now, with 14 points, second leading scorer on the team now, 83-68, 15-point game. Sanchez will throw up an NBA 3 air ball. Vega underneath the hoop for his 6th rebound. Outlet to the far side, Mackey, no-look pass down the lane to Hall on the right side, reverse, and puts it down with 2 hands. Hall now with 7 points, 6 of those in the 4th quarter. Down to 1 second. Shot at the buzzer for 3 is an air ball for Aiden Heilman. The Hobbs Eagles get the win here, 2nd round of the tournament, 85-68, a 17-point winner over the home team, Del Norte. So Hobbs getting their 7th win of the season. They go to 7-6 and drop the Knights to 7-5. Once again, the Eagles will be playing on Friday night as they will host the winner of Albuquerque High and Rio Rancho. We'll see if we can get a game score update on that one. They start at the same time as this one did at 5:30. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with a Hobbs Eagle post-game show here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Welcome back to the Hobbs Eagle post-game show as the Hobbs squad gets the win over Del Norte, the home squad here. The second game of the consolation bracket as the Eagles winning big in this one, 85-68, a 17-point win. In fact, that was their biggest margin of the game there at the last bit of the contest. Hobbs shooting a stellar 26 of 32 from the free throw line for 81%, the best of the season. And, of course, the big news, Michael Mackey, 44 points in this game. He was 18 of 22 from the charity stripe, and unbelievable game for him. Let's continue to move on and on. I think that upped his game, knowing he was playing against a 60-point score from last night, a guy averaging 34.
Yeah.
Dumas Sanchez from Del Norte, and I think he wanted to see Mackey in the Albuquerque Journal headlines instead of Dumas Sanchez.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially, you see a scorer that does 60 and they lose the game. You come in, you're going to play that team. You want to go ahead and impress everybody, including yourself, and get as many points as you can against this kid. He did. Sanchez had a great fourth quarter, though. He came back strong. He was able to hit some shots and also make some free throws. But in the end, basically, it was the Mackey show for the Hobbs Eagles, and that's what we want to see. Of course, again, we want to see other players. And that was at one point, too. We had to get a timeout going on for the Eagles. A reminder that it isn't just the Mackey show. You guys are also here, too, co-stars, and you got to get involved as well. And they did. And once that happened, then it was just fast break points. And this was the old Eagles that we used to know from not that long ago that scored at least 80 points. And, of course, got the victory as well.
And break a two-game losing streak, too. A big win here that helps them out in the consolation bracket. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Del Norte scoring in this game. Of course, we didn't have to mention that really that much in this game because Dumas Sanchez, although only had 8 points at halftime, 27 in the second half, 35 overall. He was 9 of 13 from the line and had 5 rebounds. So he definitely started tanking off the trays. In fact, in the fourth quarter, he hit 4 3-pointers, and that's how many he had for the game total. So he had 8 last night. Only all 8 of the teams the 8 of the team's 3-pointers. In fact, he's averaged close to 4 3-pointers for the season, so he's right there tonight with the ones that he got here. 2 other guys in double digits, Esteban de Vargas, he finished with 11 points. He had a couple more trays for Del Norte, so they finished up with a total of 7 3-pointers in this ball game. He was 1 of 2 from the line as well. And also 11 for Julian Castile, just a freshman coming off the bench. He put in a tray, was 2 for 2 on the line, and 3 rebounds. Nobody else in double digits, but 3 points for Roman Heilman before fouling out in the fourth quarter. He was 3 of 6 from the line with 1 rebound. And a bucket apiece for Dion Jim, Cody Astor, Gerardo Mora Aguilar, also 3 rebounds, and Dakari Mornicki finished with 2 points with 1 board. Total scorers for the Del Norte squad, 8 in the books for them. They were 15 of 26 for 57% from the free throw line. They were out-rebounded pretty bad by the Eagles, 32-17 in this game. The top boardman was Shane Dumas Sanchez with 5 and 3 apiece for Castillo and Mora Aguilar. Both teams with 16 turnovers in the contest, so that's kind of fitting. They were pretty even in terms of going back and forth down the court throughout much of this ball game. Take a look at the Hobbs Eagles with their big win tonight. 44 points for Michael Mackey. He was 18 of 22 from the charity stripe and had 7 rebounds. In fact, he tied with Hall for the top rebounder on this squad, so definitely doing a lot more than just scoring points for the Eagles' cause. Double digits for Braylon Vega coming off the bench, the freshman, and kind of a question whether or not his second three-pointer was a three-pointer or not. They put the points up on the board, then they erased it later, so we're not quite sure. We can't get down the scorebook before the end of the postgame here, but we're going to say 14. If they do count that as a 3, it might have been 15 in this game, but he did have at least 1 tray, maybe 2 if they counted the second one. But 14 points for him, 1 of 2 from the line, and he was second on the team in rebounding at 6, so a great job coming off the bench for the freshman Braylon Vega. A big drop-off in scoring after that, though. 7 for Caden Hall. He was a bench player as well. He had 7 rebounds and was 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Good to see him back out on the court after hitting hard on that left shoulder in the game last night against West Mesa. Also scoring for the Eagles, Jordan Chisholm, 5 points, 5 rebounds, and was 3 of 4 from the charity stripe for 75%. Good solid game for Chisholm, and a good guy going on transition for the Eagles as well, posting up for them. Peyton Hodge, 4 points before fouling out in the fourth quarter. He did have a rebound. Brian Acosta was 3 points, 1 of 1 from the line, and 3 rebounds for the Eagles. Chris Archibek went 2 for 2 on the charity stripe for 2 points and 1 board. Abraham Pena, kind of a quiet night offensively. He ended up with 2 baskets in the first half, and finished with 4 points in the game. Devon Marquez hit a bucket for 2 points and 2 rebounds. So lots of guys getting involved. 9 players scoring in this game for the Hobbs Eagles. And their best free throw shooting of the season, 26 of 32 for 81%. You can love those numbers there for the Eagles. That's 26 points on the scoreboard for you in a game you win by 17. That's a very big part of your action.
And it does make a difference on those free throws. Like I said, you always, when you're on the line, it's just a simple shot. It should be anyway. I mean, you don't make 100%, but you definitely make at least 85 to 90%. That's a given. If you do those, of course, that is a free throw. That's why they call it free throws. It's no contest to it, so that's why you make them and make the lead, of course, grow.
It could be a mental game, though, and the Eagles have had some issues once in a while with that situation. Came into the game at 62% on the line, but 82% tonight in this one, so definitely is going to help out your cause, 81%, so well above their average, plus 19 in the percentage numbers there for the Eagles. We mentioned the turnovers were even, 16 apiece, so not a problem there in terms of hurting your big lead that you had throughout much of this game. And again, they dominated the boards in this one, 32-17, led by a couple of players, Mackey and Caden Hall with 7 apiece. Vega was 6 and Jordan Chisholm 5, the leaders for the Eagles. So big win tonight again, 85-68. In fact, their biggest points of the season, right, for the scoring, and a 17-point win over this Del Norte squad, who drops to 7-5. Your Eagles improved to 7-6.
Exactly. It was a great scoring run for the Eagles, especially late in. This was the first time that we know of that they did in the fourth quarter where they weren't run on. They had to run themselves. And that was because it was teamwork right there. They just went ahead and took the ball away from the Del Norte Knights. Of course, it didn't help that they had a couple of bad three-point shots that were rebounded by the Eagles. They took it to the other side and made a couple of layups and a couple of free throws that pretty much just sealed this deal, and it gave them the biggest victory of the season.
And where did they outscore Del Norte in that fourth quarter?
It was actually Del Norte did outscore us 25-18, but at that time it was already 57-43. Hobbs had a big lead. They had a little bit of a cushion. Final course, 85-68.
Well, we're waiting to see the final result of the Albuquerque High Rio Rancho game. That's the other consolation contest that was going on at 5:30, and we don't have a final on that one. No score has been updated, Max Preps at this point. Albuquerque High is 3-8 on the season, so there were little issues of mine or underneath 500. Rio Rancho is 8-5 on the season. Of course, we had a chance to see them at the Artesia tournament, a game the Eagles won just by 1 point, 43-42, a very low-scoring game. Just a total of 86 points on the scoreboard in that one. So that's, kind of a head-scratcher there. It was on a neutral court for both teams at the Artesia tournament. So the question is how that's going to match up here. Of course, Rio Rancho doesn't have to drive as far as the Hobbs Eagles have had to get up here. In that game, the Eagles, of course, kind of struggled for a while in the contest. Not a lot of points being put up. Hobbs is the type of team that likes to get out down the court and transition the basketball.
Exactly, they do. Their bread and butter basically is fast break points along with their press. And if they press at least halfway, they usually get the ball back and are able to get those extra points. But they didn't do that against Rio Rancho the first time. Maybe they will the second time.
Scoring in that game for Hobbs, the leading scorer, double digits, Abraham Pena with 11 in that game, Michael Mackey with 9, and also Jordan Chisholm with 8. And of course, Braylon Vega stepped up with 8. He had a couple trays in that contest, so some good production for the Eagles in that one. In terms of points for Rio Rancho in that contest, they had Archuleta, or actually Johnson had 18 and 9 for Archuleta, their top 2 scorers. We don't know if it's going to be Rio Rancho, and we kept waiting to get the score update. Doesn't look like we're going to have it by the time we're done here.
No.
But again, that's going to be Friday night, not tomorrow. No games tomorrow for this tournament. Albuquerque High, Rio Rancho will play the winner of those two tonight, or Friday night, 5:30. Again, the same game time we've been playing the last 2 nights. So we'll have a 5:15 pregame tip-off at 5:30, and puts the Eagles in a better light. They didn't want to have to go to the toilet bowl bracket if they would have lost their second game of this consolation bracket.
And just a quick note about the Lady Eagles. They are playing right now over at Cleveland High School. They're playing against La Cueva. Don't know about that score either yet. Of course, we definitely won't have the score, the ending score before this broadcast ends, but we will definitely keep you updated as we go along on Thursday.
And we do have plans to have that game on the internet on Saturday. Hopefully it's a championship game for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. We had a lot of conflicts with the game times for the boys and girls up to this point. They've been at the exact same times, except for tonight. And there's no time to get that on the air for the girls. So anyway, we do get that on Saturday for you. But right now, again, plan on 5:15 to Friday night, and that game will be at Del Norte. Is that going to be at Del Norte? No, they're going to move that to Volcano Vista.
Yes.
So 5:15 pregame show, tip-off at 5:30 Friday night. And again, final score tonight, big win, 85-68. The Eagles now 7-6 on the season as they beat Del Norte by 17. Like to thank, let's get our sponsors in here before we take off, Ron.
Yes, that would be Hobbs Rental, Forest Tire, Robinson & Associates, Lee County State Bank, Thriftway, Lasco, Hobbs Express, First American Bank, NMR Pipeline, Renter Center, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Devon Energy. Thank you very much.
Again, thanks to Max back at the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend. We'll see you on Friday night, 5:15 for the pregame show. Have a great rest of a Wednesday night out there.